right, we are back for another week of the Fireside Tales with Indigo. That guy's me. I'll be your dungeon master for the evening. I definitely have a lot of fun doing this with this team of gentlemen here. We have a good time running through these adventures. This first one so far, at least. We are doing the first adventure is the Sunless Citadel in an adventure series from the Wizards of the Coast team. Just kind of running through these mostly to give me a chance to kind of refresh myself with all of the rule sets and everything before we kind of start off into some original adventures. But also to kind of, for all of us to get to know each other as a team. So it's been a lot of fun kind of running through this first one, and we're already setting up the next one in fun and interesting ways, soon to be discovered. So, that being said, let's go ahead and jump right back in. Last week, what did we do last week? We chopped down a giant tree that was bleeding and wailing all over the place. You guys managed to get down underneath that. I saw you. Traumatic for some, disturbing for others, and overall just generally weird. That whole event was. Underneath this tree, they found a dying dragon. Alardro was lucky enough to, well, I guess unlucky enough in some ways to witness the end of this this great being, and kind of saw the full impact of what this evil and twisted druid was up to and trying to do to the world around him. The heroes definitely were able to defeat said druid, and they found the object that they were sent to retrieve from the depths of this citadel ancient dragon cult had founded and been destroyed by some terrible magics that were unleashed. The citadel has sunken into the earth and sat here for millennia, only to be taken over by monsters and beasties. These guys are pretty much done adventuring through this citadel, and they're kind of on their way out, as it were. So we're going to go ahead and jump right back over there and pick up where we left off last week. So let's go ahead and set the mood here a little bit. Get some of those sound effects going. Some of those things I've been neglecting to do the last couple of weeks properly. I'm working on it. We'll get there, guys. So everybody should be right in this vicinity here. I was kind of running Grybek last week, going through the journey to get out of here. We'll go ahead and pick up right where we were. There wasn't a battle order or anything like that, so is there anything else you guys would like to check out on the way out of this place?
Well, in order to check out that dragon door, I know we need to get the dragon key from Kobold. Nice dragon. Use that. Saying it chose to enforce it, or I don't know how they're going to react.
I would like to remind you that we do have both Trophy of Ice and Fire.
This is true.
I know. I still want to know what's behind that door.
Okay.
Push our luck there, boys.
Yeah, I feel like we're pretty good to go.
You don't get
You can take out anything.
So you guys,
don't get to be
Get
optimal.
to the door that broke my mouth.
You are currently standing here and holding this burning egg in your hand. What did you plan on doing with that thing? Does anybody else want to comment on this thing that he's holding?
Yeah, I guess I don't know. What is that, and where did you get it?
Mine. No, I'm kidding. I got it from in that room, and if you haven't connected the dots yet, it's the egg of the fire snake. I'm gonna be right back. Wait, no, did we kill the fire snake?
Yeah.
I did.
I'm gonna be right back. Holding the egg with me the entire time.
Oh, dang, I was gonna make a killer omelet with that.
It was a combined effort, but Grybek was able to cast magic that it seemed like he didn't possess before. A little bit stronger than he had previously shown. You guys all definitely feel a little bit stronger than before. Game turns for the people watching. Everybody just leveled up to 3rd. So that's definitely a big milestone in the lives of these young adventurers. I'm excited for that. See what kind of new tricks our players can throw at the world around them. So what is Brasnic going to do here?
It was sitting within the mushrooms, right?
It was, and there was kind of a nest of sorts that was made of collected rubble, loose rock, things like that wouldn't burn over time. And definitely looked like, lots of ashes had built up over time, so it seemed like a tightly packed nest of rock and ashes.
How was the corpse of the fire snake looking?
Pretty fresh. Grybek's spell actually kind of exploded it a little bit. This
Sorry
huge,
about that.
huge rents, wounds just appeared magically across the creature. So there's still, big chunks of it left, but it was kind of rended open.
Time to make me some gloves.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the egg back in the nest and proceed to cut up the rest of the fire snake so I can have its skin, which should be resistant to the heat of the egg, so that I can carry it without burning myself.
Okay. You do
I also
notice
asked Grybek to come
that
over and help me out.
you do notice
Alright.
that the egg does seem to be kind of dimming a little bit in its heat over time. Seems to be growing gradually cooler without its mother to keep it warm.
Wait. Come here with that egg.
Why?
I can keep it warm.
So can I. I have a beard. I have more hair than you.
I hold up
that-
the fire sacks. The fire sack sack.
Hmm. And there would be another one of those organs inside this other snake if you wanted to.
Don't need
remove
to. Come, Grybek, help me.
I should warn you, I work with metal and not hide.
I don't need you to skin it for me. I just need you to help me. Again, we're both smiths. I know we work with metal, but I just want to make sure I have your opinion for when we make gloves. I have probably an easier time since you work on various metal pieces, and I deal with locksmith, which is a bit more delicate and detailed. Well, not detailed, smaller in doing.
I will do my best.
So me and Grybek try to make some gloves, or at least enough of the snake's skin to hold the bottom of the egg.
You could definitely fashion a sack of sorts similar to the way that Red Tool is actually carrying the heat organ from the previous fire snake.
All right, sack it is.
Yes, it might be smarter to make a sack and just bring the hide to town where we have the equipment to actually do it.
True. All right, stack it is. So I can hold the egg. And
Roll
make sure
a-
to watch out for the fire.
Roll a nature check with advantage.
Nature. 12.
With the advantage. I guess just because of Ratul talking about the heat organ keeping it warm, a 12 is good enough. You'd think that harvesting the heat organ from this snake and putting it in the sack with the egg might be enough to keep it sustainable.
Yep, gonna do just that.
Okay. All right. So you were able to recover this heat organ and fashion a sack out of the mother's hide to keep its child. God, this is so metal, just even saying this sentence. In order to keep this egg alive, in order to take it back as some sort of a trophy of fire. That might be the most metal sentence I've ever uttered. Just saying. Okay, so what would you guys like to do next?
First, I'd like to say the fact that let it never be said that we were good people.
Okay.
I'm a
already not
great
good
person.
man. So
Clearly, Gok is a good guy, superhero.
yeah. It can be good.
I mean, we don't even know if Gok really set that spell off on purpose last week.
You're right.
Alright, come get out of here.
I dropped out of while they were doing that crafting. I dropped out of my bear form back into big old fear bowl.
Okay. Guess you'll be able to push yourself through the doorway there.
Are we just gonna head out, or are we checking out that door?
Do we really want to deal with the kobolds when they might be mad at us?
Why would they be mad at us?
We never retrieved their dragon. We gave it its freedom of choice.
Oh yeah.
When
We have to go right by them on the way out.
Exactly.
we
I mean, we could totally take them, right? Kill the druid. This. They had an accident.
Might-
Stairs.
Might sound like a silly question, but what's the door made out of?
It
No
was
idea.
it was an ancient carved stone door. It had a relief of a dragon's face carved into the hole of the door, and then there seemed to be some sort of a magical force protecting it that shimmered when Ratul struck it.
Alright, I can do nothing to stone.
There was definitely a tremendous noise that kind of rang through that section of the dungeon when we did that.
I think I might need help breaking the door now.
Yusdrael did mention that she was in possession of a key to that very door.
But it's Yin Yang.
Key.
Well, do you want to really kill all the kobolds so we can get the key?
Or we can negotiate.
For what?
offered the key to us if we
We cleared out the
saved
goblins.
dragon.
Wait, was the key the reward for clearing out the goblins, or for returning the dragon?
I mean, we can just claim we never saw the dragon, and just tell them we cleared out the goblins, though.
Alright, you do the talking. I'll be ready to run.
Why run? We can punch.
Exactly.
Well,
I have precious cargo now.
one might be able to argue that the dragon was saved, all the goblins were cleared, and the threat was eliminated, and it is in the company of a kobold as we speak. So, I mean, technically, you guys have fulfilled what you said to Yusdrael.
Oh, there you go.
The voice in our head is a point.
Interesting. So, this door is does seem to be unfamiliar to you as you approach it. Do you just want to try that door, Ratul, or are you going to wait for your resident rogue?
Be careful. That door might have traps.
Didn't we come this way before?
So-
I have no. Well, let me check for traps first. Check for traps.
You don't see any traps, and it doesn't seem to be locked.
It's as clear as I can tell, but now you can do it.
You don't like doorways anymore?
Nope.
I'll go in.
Okay. So as you enter the room, it does seem to be in yet another one of those growing chambers. In the farthest southern part of it, actually most of the chamber actually looks to be like a bunch of creatures have been living in here in this room very recently, like for the last several days even, and it does look like there's a lot of even bio waste and all of that kind of stuff. Like perhaps whatever creatures were in here seem to be kind of staying in here and hiding out of fear. It does seem like the place was vacated even very recently, within the last couple of hours.
Alright, can I do a little investigation check so I find anything useful?
Of course. If anyone else want to go in there?
Nope. I'm slightly sort of gotten morally that we didn't complete goblin genocide.
I'll enter in.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I feel good that we didn't kill all of them, but we killed a lot of them.
Oh, the one who knocked.
Okay. Gok, as soon as you come in, and Red Tool as well, you guys both recognize the signs of a makeshift goblin camp, the way that everything has been used, laid aside, the way, you just understand that that's what had happened here. You can assume that it was probably a bunch of the goblin commoners that had escaped, were, huddling in fear, and then, probably made their way into whatever nook and cranny they could find after you guys had passed.
Looks empty.
You don't really find anything of use, broken tools, old rusty goblin weapons, stuff like that. Nothing
They
really of use.
leave any booze behind?
You don't find any booze.
Okay, and there's none of those mushrooms by any chance?
There are some of those mushrooms in here, definitely providing light around the room.
Could I take a couple of those?
Sure.
Okay.
How are you
Just
gonna
like-
carry them?
Actually, could I stick them in my robes somewhere? I mean, I know they're glowing, but maybe a bag. Actually, I'll just put them in a bag. Do I have a bag? I have a pack. Stick him in my scholar's bag.
I sort of want to whop you upside the head.
You want me to what?
You know what? I'm gonna use my new powers. I summon a mage hand and whop Gok upside the head for forgetting he has a pack on his backpack. On his back.
I didn't say that in character. You don't
I saw you searching.
heard me searching as a player because
He is currently in the other room.
I am.
I'm right next to the door. I can technically should be able to see him.
Brasnic has a spidey sense for when Gok being an idiot. Like fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
That's my superpower. When I know Gok is being stupid, I knows it.
So you feel a smack on the back of your head, and you turn around, and you don't see anything at all.
Oh, man, it must have been the wind or something. Man.
As soon as he turns around, I'm gonna hit him again for that comment.
Okay. Man, that's a really hard wind. Jeez.
I'm
Anything
gonna
else?
point at Ratul.
Oh god. Oh dear.
I mean, it's totally fine. If it was probably just the wind. I'm gonna say while sweating. Probably just the wind.
He doesn't want
You
to
realize
accuse.
So,
you do realize you're picking mushrooms grown in goblin bio waste, right?
I mean,
He's a goblin.
could
He's used to
prove very useful though.
Don't eat them.
No, I'm not gonna eat them.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm not gonna eat them. You don't. They turn you into zombies.
it's true.
That's
They might turn.
maybe they could be used on somebody else. Our enemies.
No.
What do you mean no?
In
You
a-
get a zombie. Get
In
a
an
zombie.
omelet with a fire snake egg.
Well,
touch it and I'll kill it.
he's not gonna. See, Brasnic isn't gonna let you turn into an omelet. But, I mean, if we break a couple of eggs, in this case our enemies, then we get delicious scrambled eggs. I don't see the downside of this.
I'm not gonna let you use those mushrooms to turn other things into those wooden husk things that we fought below. It
Oh,
turned
come on.
people and things into monstrosities.
Gok, you also have to realize that you're not a druid and cannot control said beings.
Those
but
are
we have a druid.
I destroyed all remnants of that. It shouldn't be able to do anything like that anymore.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Honors
Roll-
is okay. You can go ahead and eat.
Roll a
Glowing
nature
mu-
check, Alardro, with advantage. Because you heard Belak talking about that process, and he said that the Golthias tree kind of had its own method of turning creatures into its minions. And he said that by watching the process that the Golthias tree used, he was able to develop his own process to use with the mushrooms.
Do I remember that with a natural one?
You got advantage to it.
You did have advantage, sir.
Oh, give me 1 second.
But that would be pretty funny if you got another one, though. Hey.
Yeah, and you would definitely kind of.
Don't actually eat that, though. That's probably dangerous still. Probably have to destroy all of those.
You are not destroying my mushrooms.
I'm gonna
bet-
attempt to take the mushrooms from him, or either by picking him up and just literally taking them out of his hands, or just somehow.
Okay, go ahead and roll an athletics
dodge
or
away?
roll athletics or acrobatics, and go ahead and roll athletics or acrobatics at your leisure.
I would like to help Alardro because I'm not gonna let him keep those mushrooms.
Okay, Alardro, roll with advantage.
Ooh.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, I think you don't even need to roll it.
So as you're kind of like, nobody's touching my mushrooms, you go walking past him, he just scoops you up in a fashion very similar to what Ratul did and lifts you up by your robe, slowly turns you around as Yin Yang comes over and grabs the sack out of your hands.
We'll return everything. We just can't let those mushrooms leave. As long as I'm here, I can do some removing of them, but I can't let those reach the surface.
Oh, for goodness sake. Could you just make it to where they just mind control people for a bit or something? I mean, for goodness sakes.
That's not okay.
I mean, it's okay if they're bad.
It doesn't
I don't
seem
agree.
right.
It's not, I mean, it wouldn't turn them into a monster, but just mind control them for this.
Drop the shrooms.
Oh, I
I don't even have them anymore.
yeah, they're in my hand. I didn't toss them aside or dump them out the bag and handed him his bag back. You're not using these mushrooms on people. They turn them into monsters. We have no means of controlling it, and you're not going to jeopardize us.
What if I don't? What if I just use it on other goblins? Okay? See?
No.
Oh my god. Guys, oh my witch fey god. I can't believe you guys right now. The potential is just so good.
I feel like Gok will eventually become. He's gonna be the guy known in history to start the next great plague or something like that.
Don't worry.
Gok has a mission.
Okay, fine. Burn the mushrooms. I'll let you have them, even though the Yin Yang. And you know, I don't need it. We'll just find. But the next plant we find that has mind control powers, I totally have dibs on it. Okay? Totally have dibs.
Mind control means they can maybe be let go. These things would quite literally kill the person involved. That's why you're not having them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Can't we just adapt it to, like, maybe just do mind control? But I know that's a hard no, and I'm fine with that. So, you know, just burn them or whatever. I don't know, smoke them. Do whatever.
Is anybody else as concerned about that little goblin as I am?
That's why he's surrounded with an adventuring company.
We all are.
Sort of keep him from doing terrible things.
Okay. Well, I'll leave it to your hands then. Does seem to be a little bit peculiar, though.
Yeah, I think when he gained his powers, something funky happened with his mind. Every now and then you can hear him muttering to someone or something, and there's no one around.
Well, that's a story I'm glad I'll not be around to unravel. And he kind
Anyway,
of
let's
starts
move on.
walking off towards the door that you guys had come through. Steps through.
If you guys wouldn't let me turn people into undead zombies, I can't.
Everybody,
At this point, I don't think anybody's acknowledging Gok. We're just walking forward with him.
I'm not saying. Look, I'm saying that in as a player.
everybody roll perception checks on the way through this room.
Okay.
The one that Erky's in.
Which door did we go through? The top one or the side one?
Side one.
So not the one Yin Yang set
Going back.
Gok or Alardro. We're going a different direction.
Yeah. You're going back through that little room.
And you want us to roll perception?
Yeah. Somebody should get this. Erky Tim.
What do my orcish eyes see?
19.
In the middle here on this middle table, well, on the gathered tables around, you find everything you need for an alchemist kit, a poisoner's kit, and a healer's kit.
Be taken. Yeah, I forgot a lot of it.
I actually wanted dibs on the apples.
Here you go.
Proficient in it?
No. Come on. Doesn't stop me before, baby.
Yeah, your tinkering with stuff that you don't understand has led to very bad results so far. Look at all of us currently.
Who doesn't want Gok, trying to tinker with things that blow stuff up?
Exactly.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna take that back.
Come on. No.
You can have the healer's kit.
Okay.
I would give that to at least
Yeah, I think Grybek might.
Grybek.
Yeah, I'd say give it to Grybek too, honestly.
Yeah, I'll
Well,
carry
you're
that.
Grybek always goes like almost straight to the front of the fight. Gok is always sort of off to the side or in the back. He mostly would probably be in the best position to
Yeah, but
actually apply.
he's not proficient in it, is he?
You don't need to be
No,
proficient in it.
I'm not proficient in, so.
It helps you stabilize one person.
Automatically
So
stabilize.
instead of having to roll to stabilize, it automatically stabilizes. And there's no tool proficiency in either's kit.
Right.
I go into the room where I killed the rat thing.
Uh-huh.
I want to check if anything's changed since I was last there.
No, its body is still the same. Those wounds, the festering tree growths don't look like they've advanced at all since it died.
Actually, no, we can probably give Gok the alchemist kit. Just take away all of the explosive materials.
I mean, it's an alchemist kit. Yeah, there wouldn't be any plus.
There'd be lots of them.
It'd be a lot of chemicals. It
Wouldn't-
actually sounds
be-
worse if it's a chemical
I think-
explosion.
You guys are mixing up. This is like medieval alchemy kit. He doesn't just get explosive materials. He gets the things he needs to help make them and cook them.
Yeah.
The alchemist kit is literally just the tools to perform alchemy. You don't have any chemicals or anything like that. Maybe you have
You have
like,
some reagents.
reagents or rubbing alcohol to clean the tools, but nothing that would. He cannot explode anything just with that itself. But I don't want to give him the chance. So.
Not yet.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, that not yet is exactly what.
Okay. So you guys find yourself back in the chamber where you fought Dern. Ratul had his epic one-on-one with the Great Warrior. You still see the bodies laying there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot I 360 no scope.
And then you blasted him off of this vertical well-like structure here, which again faces you. So you guys have some options here. There are those vines going up this thing, but remember it was, what did I say it was? 40 feet?
80 feet.
80 feet? I think it was 80 feet.
80 feet, but the rope should still be there.
There is a rope that Grybek tied around that chest that was up at the top. Brasnic was also able to use the rope to get down as well. So you guys can climb up. Every 10 feet is going to be a check, but it's going to be a DC 5. So everybody roll 8 times,
I
I
have
guess.
a question.
Yes.
If I can turn into an animal with climb speed, can I just climb up the wall?
Yes, absolutely.
And if I could I like carry are goblins small creatures?
Yep.
They're small creatures.
You could carry Gok or
No,
Harpy.
small.
Okay. Well, do you guys think we'll get some time to rest before we have any more fights?
I mean, there shouldn't be anything left except the kobolds. But as we've discovered, we pretty much do what they ask, so I don't see why they'd fight us. We can maybe rest in their camp or at least, I don't know, maybe that's probably a bad idea, but we haven't not done what they asked.
Okay. And I'm gonna wild shape into a giant spider,
Okay.
and I'm gonna like scuttle over to Gok and try and communicate for him to get on my back.
Look, he wants to eat you.
Oh, that still freaks me out a little bit.
You know, I mean, I've seen goblins ride giant spiders before, so this will be fine.
Calling all
Alright, that's
spider
right.
riders.
And I'm gonna climb up the side of the wall, just like very like strangely, like as like spiders climb walls very erratically, and
Okay.
I'm gonna go up.
So you guys are
I
going
take
to...
13, just place on my shoulders, and I just start clanging them.
Okay. Everybody go ahead and roll. If you want to just roll, like 8d20 or whatever, instead of like one at a time.
Yeah, it's easy. Also, didn't Gok lop off Dern's arm?
Yes.
I did actually.
And who's got? Didn't somebody take Dern's sword? Does Ratul still have that?
No, I left Durham with all his stuff until I realized he's now a fucking snake.
So his sword is still laying there.
Yeah, we didn't take it, I think, because of its name. He didn't like it. We could take it to sell it, but he wouldn't wield it because of its name. It was like Orca Slayer or something.
I'll pick it up and take it. I'll identify it later.
Okay. So it is a two-handed sword.
Okay.
It's a big sword for a dwarf. Okay. So Alardro and Gok are going to get there first. The rest of you go ahead and roll that 8d20.
8d20?
Yeah.
I got 2 natural ones in my
Oh,
thing.
Brasnic.
Really? 2 crits and 2 fails.
Brasnic.
Jesus.
Yeah, if you roll 8d20, then we can see all the results. Oh no, Yin Yang.
At the top, of
At the
course.
very top.
We add our athletics modifier to this, correct?
Yes. Or acrobatics. No, it would be athletics.
Well, with a
Just
DC
roll
of
18.
5,
Hey,
I
I'm at
can pass.
I'm at the top. What do you can catch me when I fall? Or try.
I feel bad because I was going to go last.
Well, I mean, statistically more likely.
Oh, I didn't add my modifier. What is it? Acrobatics or athletics?
Grybek, the slash goes before the arm.
Yeah, try that again.
/R 80/20.
But since it was a natural 1, your modifier is not going to matter.
Oh, natural ones affect ability checks.
Oh my god.
Okay.
You guys all fail.
How many of you do I need to catch?
Well, I'm going last, so there will be no one to catch me.
Can I try and web one of you guys before you fall?
So there was a single rope. So it would have been, everyone would have been going one at a time. So I should have established a climbing order before we did this, I suppose.
Climbing it?
Ratul, I thought you were going first because it sounded like you were just jumping up in man mode up this thing.
He was.
Okay, so
I
Ratul
kind of
would have been
wanted to
going
throw me on my
first.
shoulders.
Who would have been going second?
Probably.
I guess me.
Yeah, Grybek did roll after me. But I'm going last. I know that for sure.
Okay, so Yin Yang, then Grybek, then Brasnic. So Ratul, you get to the top, no problem. Just after you, at the very top, Yin Yang fails. So Ratul, since you're right there, go ahead and try and roll an athletics or acrobatics check, and Yin Yang roll a dexterity check. Yeah, check. Oof. Okay. So you do start falling, Yin Yang. You're like just about to climb, and you're just like feeling like all of this, 80 feet in your arms, kind of reminds you of some of the training you did with your departed master, some of the things that he put you through in your training sessions. And you feel like you're just about to get there, and you feel your fingers start to slip, and just as your fingers let go, suddenly you see this big, giant, green, meaty paw grab a hold of your wrist. This Ratul with one arm just kind of lifts you up until you're face to face with him.
Oh, good save.
Slurp. And then just set you down.
Okay.
That was a long ass climb.
So Grybek, go ahead and roll 2 dex saves. Or checks, I guess.
About to say this is not going to be good.
This is not going to be
Well, you weren't very far up on that first natural one, so you may have just fallen 10 feet, which is
That's true.
not very bad.
You do only fall 10 feet. Sadly, you are unable to save yourself. You only take 1 point of damage when you hit the ground. But Brasnic, you do see him kind of fly past you. As you kind of dodge out of the way with the natural 20 and the other natural 20, you're able to kind of just get right back on the rope. And as you start climbing up, all of a sudden you feel your grip just slip a little bit. And as you try to recover, you feel it slip again. Go ahead and roll.
Can I try and assist him by like webbing him to the trying to like use my web from a distance to try and shoot out?
Yeah. So Brasnic, just roll 1 dex check instead of 2 because he's basically giving you advantage.
Check or save.
Check. Okay, that'll be good enough. That'll do, Grindstone.
And then I bet you the spider for webbing me.
As you start falling, you feel the rope kind of slipping out of your grip, and as you start falling, you start windmilling backwards, and all of a sudden you feel as like this webbing kind of hits your shoulder. As you feel it, that spider tug, you feel yourself kind of pulled back up, and you're able to grab a hold of the rope again. Start hauling yourself up.
Grumbling the entire time about having to get stupid giant spider webs out of my beard.
It's true. So, Grybek, you, sir, are alone at the bottom of this thing. Do you want to go ahead and give it another try, sir? Are you going to hang around Alardro?
No, I'm gonna go back down and try and help him. I'll like, because I don't think I can carry him. He's a little big and very heavy with all that armor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like try and like help him along because I can have like 4 legs on like the side of the wall and have 4 legs trying to assist him up.
Okay.
Add like little webbing.
I'm actually not even going to make him roll for that. Between the two of you, you're able to get the dwarf in the heavy armor up to the top, also carrying a giant 2-handed sword. So I mean, I don't blame you for having a moment there, sir.
Oh, good. I was just gonna say, pull me up on the rope, but this is better.
Just want to be safe.
It's true.
You
So,
don't appreciate how creepy that would look, though.
Yes.
Just giant spider with 4 legs living there to keep you safe.
And it's not like they're like hairless. They're just like, because obviously spiders have very like, especially giant spiders would have like probably very hairy legs, very fine hair. It'd be super creepy.
Also, you're just gonna be the whole damn time because you're a spider.
it's true.
Yeah, I guess. With
Front
the big
center with the thing.
eyeballs looking at you.
So did everybody find themselves?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I'll be glad when we get out of here. As I'm pulling webs out of my beard.
We're getting there, guys. We have made it back up to the previous level. When you guys get up here, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna look around this chamber at all, or?
Yeah. I mean, I am, because we didn't look through it the
I'm
last
gonna
time.
check for tracks.
Okay. Go ahead and roll that.
Anything within the last day.
I can't get through the door.
Hello?
Oh.
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay.
Hello.
Would that be a survival check, probably?
Yeah, go for it. Okay. You don't find any traps.
No tracks.
Oh, tracks. No, you don't find any tracks. You do see that this door, Yin Yang, is open over here. When you come through this doorway, you suddenly feel like this difference in the dungeon. Like this emptiness. And seemed vastly quiet to you.
Like eerily so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we killed all of the goblins.
Oh yeah. Well, we killed all of the armed goblins. I think there are still like people who got out alive, unless you guys wanted to murder those.
No, the kobolds probably killed them.
Oh.
Remember, they were holding goblin hostages?
Yeah. I think it was. That was good times.
So this is the room here. If anyone is missing any weapons, if anybody needs to replace an item, this junk pile over here basically has anything that is a basic item from the player's handbook. So if you need a new warhammer, if you need to replace a rope, if you need anything like that, you can find a usable and serviceable item there. So even if there's, you can get some torches replaced. If you want to find an inkwell, you can find an inkwell. All of those.
I would
Quick.
normally
there some
grab the
more
warhammer.
chains
Someone,
in there?
I'm sorry. One at a time.
oh, I was saying I would usually be okay with just grabbing a warhammer, but I think Grybek would want to make.
Okay. I mean, you might need something just, to make sure everything's good.
All right. With that comment, I'm gonna grab a warhammer.
Hey, the GM's had one too many viewers. He's giving away shit. What were you gonna? What were you gonna do, Ratul?
I was going to look for some more chains wrapped around my feet.
Around your feet?
Yep, so basically they are not unchained and they can do the same as my current chained fist.
Well, you want to be allowed. You want major disadvantage on stealth.
Kerclang, kerclang, kerclang.
Yeah, that definitely would be probably impose some sort of disadvantage on your stealth checks.
I feel like Ratul is just as a monk. Wouldn't chains wrapped around not exactly help with the balance you need for your fighting unarmed? Yin Yang, back me up here. I mean, I'm a rogue. I know all about balance.
Yeah.
I'm more in line with you, Brasnic, as far as precision goes.
But then you have to consider
He
that
fights
he's
differently.
7'8", and he does fight differently.
Hey, no matter how you fight differently, though, one of the key points of combat and fighting is having stable footing. He's putting chains, and we're walking around on stone. I feel
Sure.
like that's gonna come back to bite you.
Yeah.
I mean, do what you want, but just
Well,
just no dwarf.
Oh, it definitely won't make him quiet.
no, I definitely agree that would impose a disadvantage on any stealth checks. But if you do want to do that, you are welcome to do that.
In light of better judgment, I will hold off on the chaining of my knees.
Oh, thank God.
At
least one of the green ones listen.
The rogue is like, oh my god, stealth checks, please. Why
I ain't said anything all game.
why are you
But all
fucking with
that
the
I
stealth checks on me? Okay. So yeah, anything else you want to write down in your character sheet, please feel free to do that. It does have to be kind of a basic item, though.
So you're saying I can have all the potions I want, right?
No.
So you're saying I can
Basic.
grab that couch that's down there?
Yes. I mean, you can carry it right next to the giant two-handed sword you carry, but to each their own.
Take the wagon and throw it like a shuriken.
Yeah.
You could always just take a donkey into the dungeon.
I mean, there's also a lounge chair.
Hey,
Taking,
yeah, like right here.
there is right here. Taking a pack animal into the dungeon works every time.
That poor pack animal dies every time. I can't tell you how many times we've had horses or pack animals, and if we take them to the dungeon, they die. If we leave them at the entrance of the dungeon, they die. They always die.
They just die.
Can
What
I check?
about celestial camels? I don't think those die.
I think it only died once, technically.
I mean, technically, that's not a pack animal, though.
But he just kept coming back, which was nice.
It was treated as a pet.
He was a partner and a companion and a mount, not a pack animal.
And summoned by magic.
Yeah.
He was not a real animal.
Plus, that camel was the only thing to flip over a giant piece of stone with its mouth. That's freaking amazing.
Right.
I was
What?
never gonna forget.
Nobody else was gonna do it.
I'm good. I don't really need anything.
But can I check
Okay.
through this door?
Yes, you can check through this door. You find an old guard room. Looks like a bunch of cots where some goblins were kind of hanging out and had a little fire pit and just ready to.
Is there anything useful here?
Nah. You guys kind of check through that room on the way through.
Okay. Dang, I was hoping there was Well, you know what? Never mind. Fine.
Okay.
God, when we go through that room that has oven pudding and more boobs, leave it alone.
I already promised I wasn't gonna touch that. Okay.
Give
You
me
have
a
that
quick
nasty ass
reminder.
booze though.
I mean, look, I always keep my promises. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So as you come through this doorway here, the eeriness, the sense of dread and foreboding that you feel seems to kind of grow. And you notice that this door here that Urki is standing next to is open. And he kind of peeks his head in and says, did any of you guys notice this on the way through? And he kind of steps into the room.
Notice what?
As you step in, you see that there's a door over here. It seems to be another guard chamber, very similar to the one that Gok was just in. But this door over here seems to have been blasted off of its hinges. It's laying in pieces on the ground.
What the?
You want to step through there?
Yes, I would like to step through the door.
That took some considerable force.
One moment, let me catch up to. Okay. All right. You find yourself in a hallway, and you're starting to see what looks to be. Roll a perception check, actually. Are you going in, Brasnic?
I see nothing.
Okay.
Alardro, are you gonna go on in?
Yes, it was.
All right.
What do I? What did I see?
In that chamber, you don't really see much. You do see the door does seem to have been blasted off of its hinges, as I had mentioned. It definitely, as mentioned, that it looks like a being of some kind of great strength seems to have done this.
Does it look like it's explosive or magical, or is this like physically just someone like it broke the hinges off and like hit it?
Definitely looks like someone just broke the hinges off.
Okay.
Before you ask, I don't do fire.
I think at this point we might want to start moving quietly.
Okay, roll stealth checks.
There's no telling what did that.
Landra, stay away from me while you keep the weird, freaky spider thing. I keep getting hairs.
I'm gonna climb onto the ceiling, and that's how I'm gonna be traveling.
Okay.
Stealth.
Oy vey.
Well, all my rolls were good for when I was DMing, and now I'm scared.
Wow. That
Okay,
disadvantage
that's like
on
most
stealth.
of
Yeah,
Well,
I
we're not.
Yeah, we are just not quiet.
I have disadvantage on stealth because I wear chainmail, so I got a -1.
Yeah.
Oh.
That just happened.
So how are you stealthing right now, Grybek?
Not very well. I'm just like tiptoeing, like if you ever watch Scooby Doo, like tiptoe.
Tink, 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 tink.
He's tiptoeing, and everything on him is just jingling.
So he's tiptoeing, and as he comes up to the corner, he like starts to go around the corner, and this two-handed sword that is almost dragging on the stone behind him because it's so long, like hits up against the wall, and you see it like come loose of where he had it fixed to his armor, and as it falls off, it just clang, 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 kind of rings very loudly to the floor.
And I point at Rotul again.
I look back at you and just shake my head in shame.
Meanwhile, Brasnic's just stopping. Bum 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 bum.
Rotul heads up to the
leaving
front
amateur.
door. Is this door blast off as well, or is this one?
This door does seem to be locked.
I want to use foot key.
Okay. Roll.
I just want to be keeping an eye at our 6, by the way.
It's already been loud enough.
As I see Rotul gear up for the foot key, go ahead and just put my tools away.
Okay. Foot key definitely works. As you kick this door open, it slams up against the wall on the other side. I'm gonna step through.
I would.
Okay. Go and roll a perception check.
Can I climb through, like, go on the top, continue on to the top of the next ceiling?
Sure. Where'd you talking? There you are. Okay, go ahead and roll a perception check.
That's my character. Wow.
Okay. Anyone else going in?
Yeah, I'll go in.
I'll go in too.
Me too.
I sneak away from the group. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
You step
Ratul, as you step there, suddenly the footing beneath you falls away as you feel yourself falling into a pit.
Does my danger sets kick in?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a d20.
D20 or deck save?
Dex save is fine. Sorry, I was reading.
So much for advantage.
Oh no. Okay. So
Can I
yeah.
wet? Because I'm on the top. I'm on the ceiling.
No, I'm gonna say it happens because you only rolled a 7 on the perception. It happens a little too quickly for you.
Gotcha.
Also, you have to reroll for recharge.
Yeah, but it's been enough. It's been enough time. I'm assuming.
You never know. You've seen what we've rolled so far.
I need a 5 or a 6. That should be every 12 seconds I get it back. That's on average.
You're good. You're fine. It does open up, and you feel yourself kind of drop down in there. You do take that 2 points of damage. As your ankle kind of gives in a weird way as you land. You kind of slam up against the wall, kind of holding on, up against the wall with your arms.
Ow.
It's the second bit you fall.
I don't want to talk about it.
Well, stop wasting time and waste yourself out like last time.
Can I climb out the hole?
You can.
That's what happens with tall ass characters. Oh, you fell down a 10-foot pit. I reach up and grab onto the ledge and just hoist myself out.
Actually, yes, that's exactly what I do. Wait, it's only 7 feet deep?
Yep.
My head's sticking out of it. I'm 7 foot something.
You
10
could
feet
definitely reach your arms up and just give it an easy jump to catch the edge. Pull yourself up.
Yep,
Yin
I
just
basically
bursts
flat
out.
my hands on the top and just pop myself back.
Yin, you come through the doorway just in time to see Ratul pulling himself out of yet another pit trap.
I can't help but let out a small chuckle. Again.
Would you like to go first?
You see the small catwalk. It looks like it's about just a foot wide across the center of this pit. Everyone can go ahead and walk across that now that the pit has been exposed. So you get to this other door and it is also shut. Does not seem to be locked though.
Alright, I failed our stealth rolls. I guess just keep going. We else.
Okay. So, who's going through first?
Oh, no, I mean, I would squeeze the
open
two
the
people. I was
door.
just saying, like, we might as well just keep going because we think we're being stealthy, but we know we're not.
Okay.
I just go through.
Roll another stealth check, Ratul.
I jiggle my chains clink menacingly as I try to sneak.
Okay. So as you push through this doorway, you immediately see the chamber that you were in before where you met Yuzdrael, and you see blood covering this chamber. You see this trail of blood and bodies going across the entire length of this extended cathedral-like hallway. You see the bodies of kobolds in various disrepair, as limbs have been ripped off of bodies, as heads are laying feet away from their owners, as something seems to have come through and murdered everything in here.
I turn over my shoulder to the rest of the group and just say,
Well, don't need to worry about telling you anymore.
Roll a perception check.
Hey, my token is kind of in a weird space where nothing is visible. Thank you.
You were sitting on top of a pillar. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Okay. You notice that this door over here seems to be cracked open. You also notice that hanging out of this doorway here seems to be the body of a goblin. And you remember that was where those goblins had been held captive by the kobolds.
Don't we remember that the leader of the kobolds is to our left?
Down
Or wait, to our right?
to the west, yes, at this end
To
of
the west, yeah.
As
Start
you
heading
come,
over in that.
okay, so you start
Almost ceiling.
skittering across the ceiling in that direction, and as you go, you can just see the continued horror of this place. As you can just see the carnage of everything as you're coming through here. Is everybody else coming into this room?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys start hearing very loud clicking noises, like frantic.
What the
From
hell happened here?
oh,
Like I said, we don't need to worry about using it.
oh dear.
I think we should be more worried about what did this.
And from the other chamber here, Gok, as
Yes.
you're kind of walking past, you hear this. It sounds like something being eaten.
So it's through this door, huh?
Hmm.
Does it sound close? Door.
It sounds very large. Can't really tell distance.
Okay. I'm gonna slowly turn around. As much composure as I can. Just tell Yin Yang and Brasnic. Guys, I think that there's the thing that killed all these kobolds is through this door here. It's eating them, I think.
I'll quietly start trying to get in, like, Ratul's and Grybek's attention. Point back towards the doorway.
Everybody roll one more
Sound.
stealth check.
Oh joy.
Hey, there we go.
Yes! I am this knight, motherfucker.
I got
No.
13, I gotta take advantage off.
Sorry, guys.
Okay. So two things happen.
Okay.
One, you, Grybek is, as you're talking, Grybek is kind of turning back towards you. And again, after he had picked up this two-handed sword, it again clangs off of this column that is right next to him as he's turning towards you with a loud pa-tang. And as this happens, as the party kind of looks over towards Grybek in horror, Gok, as you're kind of pointing towards the door, you see it kind of almost creak open just a little bit, almost as if you had touched it, even though you're like 5 feet away from it.
Hey.
And as it creaks open, you look through this doorway, and you see this hunched over form. And it looks like a giant mass of kind of mottled greenish skin covered by a tattered black robe. And you see this kind of hunched motion as it seems to be kind of chewing, and you hear as it's eating, and you see it kind of stop for a second, and it throws something over its shoulder, and you see this thing go and as it finally comes to a rest, as you realize it's a kobold head, as it slowly turns towards you, and you see the dead face of Yuzdrael looking at you. And as it comes to a rest, you see the head slowly rise, and you see this creature stand up and slowly look over its shoulder directly at you.
Okay. What do
Are you yelling?
No,
I think
I'm
he's trying to cast a threat at this
panicking.
point.
I'm so panicking right now.
And you see this. So I'm going to put you back where you were,
Okay.
but that's what you saw. And nobody else has
And
seen this yet.
It's staring at me right now?
It looked right at you.
Okay. Okay.
What do you say to your teammates here?
I'm directly in front of the door. Can I not see anything?
It's cracked open so that only God can see through it.
I'm gonna tell them there's a giant creature that's larger than Ratul with dreadlocks, and it just finished eating like a 12 kobolds, and it looks like it's still hungry. It's still hungry for more. That's what it looks like right now.
Let me be clear.
Already a dart for
Twice
anything
as
that comes
big
through the
as-
door.
It's twice as big as Ratul right now. Giant green dreadlock monster that's twice as big as Ratul.
So Gok starts like just stammering and repeating himself. Is it just big giant creature?
Yeah, no, at this point, hearing this, I have to see it for myself. I just push past Yin Yang and just go straight for the door.
I'm behind the
Everybody-
pillar. Fuck this shit.
Everybody stop where you are.
Okay.
Grab your tokens and hit that initiative.
We're all gonna die.
Okay.
It should update with the new, or not.
Oh, thank God I go before us. Jeez.
I didn't have my token grabbed on accident, but it's a 10.
Oh, I'm going last.
I want my mommy.
Which makes sense because I was far away looking at other things.
Yeah, you were just like, I wonder what could have killed these dead kobolds right here.
Oh boy.
This is quite the enigma that we have, guys. Where'd you guys go? What do you mean someone's being eaten alive right now? Oh.
Honestly, I just love how you were just like like something from Scooby-Doo.
Do you want me to...
Reggie!
No, I already got it.
Ruh-roh.
I have not rolled for Urki, so let me do that.
And, you know, guys, I think we need to just split up right now. Like Brasnic was doing it the right idea.
All right.
Shh, I'm not here.
Oh, you're right. I don't know. And like that shadow who was there.
Who? Well, I'm assuming that Brasnic has a higher dexterity than Ratul.
Yeah.
Okay, Alardro, sadly, you will be going last, my friend. Okay. All right, so Yin Yang at 17 is definitely going to be first.
Wait, Grybek's on the initiative
Yeah,
too. He's
I'm not on the initiative order.
Yeah,
Should be a 10.
yeah.
I have you set there at 10. Let me redo it.
Yeah, we actually don't see him on there.
I don't see him on.
There he is.
There we go.
Perfect. All right, my sirs. This is gonna be some shit. Just telling you. All right, 17. Yin Yang. What do you think about what Gok Sour Gut is saying here?
Oh, first off, I'm gonna be like, well, I think we know what did it. And I'll step forward and just see what I see through the door. Pushing past Gok real quick, just peeking in the door.
You see one of those.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not getting in melee with that. Take me back to the door.
So now fuck this. So,
So you guys also see Yin Yang walk up to the door, as usual, ready for combat, ready to fight anything. This guy is a soldier and has stepped up so many times for this team. You see him peek through the doorway and immediately poke his head back through the door and look out at you guys and be like,
Yeah, it's big. Really big. Like, we're talking... what would you say, it's as big as the ice dragon or bigger?
I said it was twice the size of Ratul. Is what I said it was, but I guess it's even bigger than the ice dragon. Yeah. Yeah, it's even bigger.
From the look at it, how tall did it look?
I.
Well, no, I'm asking the DM this.
Oh.
This creature... let's see. I mean, it's giant. It's a large giant.
So 15, 20 feet.
Yeah, this thing's easily 15 feet tall.
Yeah. I'm gonna back away from the door
Okay.
and ready in action. If it gets within range, I'll hit it with a dart. And then once we get some other people in melee with it, I may join in Lynn, but not now. I'm not gonna be the first thing that thing hits.
Okay. All right. Ratul, the Red Earth.
Babies, all of you.
Are you going in?
I look inside.
You see one of those.
Would he know what it is?
Go ahead and roll a nature check with advantage.
I mean, I feel like I'd know what it is. But,
Yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage as well, Gok.
17.
You instantly recognize this creature to be a troll. It does seem to be somehow different from any troll you've seen before, and it seems to be almost larger.
Well, I know what I'm doing. That took me about 10 feet to get there.
Okay.
don't tell me he's 1v1ing that thing right now.
Ratul is running up on this son of a bitch. So you guys,
I get up to here, I'm going to take action to dodge, and basically, I want to give an orcish battle cry.
okay.
And then my turn.
That's it. I'm making hell scream.
As you challenge this creature, as it's turning around, you see it eye you, and immediately, recognizing a threat, you see it stand to its full height as you hear and it just growls low, and then again much louder. Just as it accepts your challenge. Brasnic.
God damn it. Step around here. Over there. Where's my full movement and peek inside?
Did you tell the party that it was a troll?
I remember, I said it was a giant green thing with dreadlocks on it. But I guess I'd know it's a troll, but I didn't tell people that.
So we're gonna use a bonus action to keep moving. And go ahead and duck. And then I guess next to our tool right here, I'm gonna peek up and quickly fling my hands through some motion and be like, here but not here, me but not me, illusion, and cast a minor illusion of Brasnic.
It is indeed a goddamn troll. You're right about that. Alright, so what's this illusion that you're casting, sir?
It's just an illusion of me.
There.
Right next to Brasnic, daggers at the ready.
Okay. Next to Ratul.
Yep, right here.
Okay.
And then I go prone and hide. Not the actual hide action, but I'm hiding.
Okay. Mr. Sour Gut, there's a troll in there.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What do you think about that?
I mean, it nearly made me just because of how big it was. Nearly made me wet myself in real life. Seeing that, but right now I feel like I just gotta see what's happening. You know, it's like a car wreck. It's really bad, but you just can't look away from it. I'm just gonna go in.
Okay, you
Wait,
gonna go in the
I'm
doorway?
going to stealth. I'm gonna stealth myself in there.
Okay, go ahead and roll that stealth check, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Gonna. Since I'm assuming it's focused on my tool, I'm gonna try to hide behind this little fire pit here.
You can see that there's a Brasnic who's lying on the ground, trying to be inconspicuous. And then
Okay.
there's a Brasnic next to our tool, who's at the ready to fight.
Okay.
Okay. I am going to. Oh yeah, two Brasnic. Okay. I think what I am going to do right now is cast mirror. Because I don't want to get its attention right now, and I don't think it will die. I'm shot.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll
Okay.
do the 3 Cabanero sword.
So you're gonna cast mirror image.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do the Power Ranger thing, but quietly, you know?
All right.
Just-
So you smash your fist into your palm. As you do so, suddenly 2 other Goks step out next to you. 3 other Goks. After you do this, you kind of look around, kind of pleased with yourself after watching Sharwin pull this maneuver in the battle with the druid. Recognizing the weave of the magic as she casts the spell, you attempt to emulate it yourself, and being successful, you're feeling very accomplished in your use of this new magic. As you kind of set yourself back into your position, right behind you, just over your shoulder to the right, you suddenly hear, "Yeah, boss, that was a really good trick there." And as you look over, you see this tiny little form standing there. And you can see that it's almost got like these tiny little bat-like wings, and you see this stinger-like tail coming out from behind it. And it's got this mouthful of little needle-like teeth. And you see it has this kind of pallid, kind of ochre skin color. It just seems to be staring at you with these big black, jet black eyes.
I'm sorry. Okay. This is kind of expected. Who are? Thank you, but who are you exactly?
Well, the boss, she sent me to come and look out at you. She said that, you kind of been getting in trouble and stuff here, you see. So, she sent me to kind of look out for you.
Okay, can you help us in the fight, though?
Against that? What are you, nuts?
Okay, that's a good point, actually. Touche, but okay.
Yeah, you saw that thing, right? I mean, you see the size of it, right?
Oh yeah, I know. I can see the size of it. It's massive. It's my friend over there. I'm gonna play the tool. He's gonna fight it 1v1 or something.
Brasnic, you actually see, you just hear this voice. It does actually look like Gok is talking to nothing. You do hear this voice, though.
Oh shit, another responded. Oh god, he's infected me.
So, that is the end of your turn.
Yeah, I can't really do anything, and just in case it does notice me, I have a way of protecting myself from its giant meaty fist.
Okay.
It's the thing's turn.
It is the thing's turn. And this thing has just had a meal, but it does seem to be ravenously hungry. As it steps forward to engage the giant orc without fear, without hesitation, full of rage. You see it kind of stands up to its full height, and it lashes out at you with one massive claw.
Advantage because I am.
Okay. Wow. All right. So it actually misses you, and you see its claw slams down into the ground, like right at your feet, and you see like it's actually got its claws kind of stuck in there, and you see it actually sitting there trying to pull it out for a second. It's gonna use its next claw attack to free itself, so it's gonna lose a claw attack for that. But you see as it kind of rips its hand out of the ground finally, it looks down at you, and it lunges down at you and takes a bite at you. Oof.
Disadvantage, because I'm dodging.
Disadvantage because you're dodging. As it bites out at you, you're able to actually kind of dodge out of the way, and it falls prone. And as it falls, you see it land in this fire pit that seems to be still smoldering a little bit. And as its shoulder touches the embers, it and it actually kind of immediately responds to this burning pain. Takes 1 point of damage. Oops. Okay. And that is going to be its turn. So it is going to be prone. Where is the little man? Okay. Grybek. You hear the sounds of battle ensuing from the other room.
Yes, I'm gonna run to the room.
Okay. So it's going to be 15 to there.
Oh shit.
And there's one of those.
Alright, so I'm gonna walk up 2 more spaces. And I think since I can't reach melee, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
Okay. Go ahead.
DC 11.
Alright, that dexterity save from the Dragon Priest.
Oh.
Alright, just barely able to, as the flame seems to, it sees it coming down from this ceiling, and it's able to just kind of roll out of the way just enough.
Alright.
Damn, I
That's
realized
my
I
turn.
could have used the rest of its movement to get back up, and it wasn't prone. Too late for that now. Alright, so, Urky Timbers. 15, 20, 25. Wait, I think gnomes can only move 25. So he's going to come in, and he is seeing this monstrosity. Oh dear, this is really bad. Let's see. He is also going to cast Sacred Flame at this creature. Oof. Again, seeing the flame coming at it, the Dragon Priest is able to kind of roll out of the way of the flames coming down from the heavens. Alardro.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I have to use bonus action. Or sorry, use my action to dash. So 5, 10, Still on the ceiling. I'm trying to move through the door. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I have 20 feet of movement left. Okay, so. Okay.
Everybody's had their moment to go, oh my god.
It's true. You guys thought you were done with the whole Sunless Citadel.
That is all I can do.
Okay, and you're still on the ceiling, sir?
I'm gonna be on like the side on the wall itself, climbing around.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. And that's all you can do this round?
Well, that was my action and my movement, and I can't bonus action in this form. Unless, let me see. Nope, that's attacks. Yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay. So we are at the top of the order with Yin Yang. Sounds like your monk buddy's in there getting into it, man.
Get me through the door, please. Alright, so that's 15,
Everybody's in now.
20, 25, 30. What is this thing right here?
Looks to be like a weapons rack.
Is it difficult terrain to move past it for me, or?
No. $30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and then I'll throw a dart at it. Okay. Gonna roll that attack. Definite hit. Your dart flies out. See it stick into the creature, and it roars in pain as the shuriken-like metal disc lands into its shoulder, expertly placed by the monk.
And that'll pretty much, I guess, be my turn at the moment, since Ratul and Brasnic seem to have it occupied. I'll move in when an opportunity arises.
Okay.
Because I'm still going, that thing is massive, oh my god.
It is a very large creature. Ratul, you see this thing looking at you still.
Yep, and seeing how well its claws just went right into the ground and how fast its jaws just snapped, Ratul just cracks his neck and hulks out.
Okay.
As he goes into a rage.
Alright.
And you know what time it is. I'm gonna grapple it.
I don't think, is it a huge creature or a large creature? I don't think you can.
I don't think you can grapple a huge creature.
Well, it's a large,
It's large.
Oh, it is?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I was large.
so we can.
I can, as long as it's one
No,
size.
you're medium, but you count as large for purposes of carrying and stuff like that.
No, I mean like as a spider.
What?
As a giant spider, I should be a large creature.
You are
That's
large.
large. Same size as me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it is. Okay, yeah, okay, never mind.
And
Wait,
I
what
actually
is
can. Rules as written, I can actually grapple it as long as it's not bigger than one size larger than me.
It's true.
And now I'm raging, so I have advantage on this.
Oh man.
Okay. Is this your reckless attack?
Nope. I'm raging. I have automatically advantage on any strength checks.
Okay. All right. So you jump onto this troll, and you're able to kind of just give it a nice bear hug, and you kind of pin its arms down to its side. It seems to still be able to move them from the elbow down, but you do have its upper arms pinned.
That'll be my turn.
Okay. Brasnic, you see the big green orc just immediately leap on this creature. As you're sitting there, you see this little creature suddenly just appear next to you, sitting on a piece of debris, giant rock.
Shit, demon, stab it!
Whoa, hey, whoa, guy, whoa, yeah. I'm not a bad guy here.
What?
And he just you just see him just kind of point over at the troll like, are you kidding me? You're gonna call me a bad guy when that thing's over there?
Like, this is the moment where I squint as I pause trying to stab it with my dagger. It's like, okay, makes sense. And, is this still smoldering?
Yeah. It wouldn't be like a raging fire or anything at this point. You could stoke it up into a flame with an action if you wanted to.
I will. Actually, I will take my action. Actually, I'll take my action to go ahead and stroke it into an actual fire.
Okay.
And then my object interaction is to pull out my drinking horn.
Okay.
And then bonus action to hide.
What are you gonna do with it?
I'm hiding.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll your stealth.
Come.
Okay.
+7, rolling like crap.
You see it like the whole time. This little figure has been kind of watching you, and he says, yeah, you know, I could just see you, like, you know, you're like right there, right?
Shut up.
I mean, you're just like right there. You're like just over there, like you're trying to hide and stuff, and I just don't get it.
I'm not hiding from you.
He kind of looks. He looks over at Gok and he's like, What's with this guy?"
Well, look, it's just an off day, okay? This doesn't usually happen. Usually he's very still.
We got a dragon priest over here. This guy's been locked in this dungeon for like 5,000 years, and he's over here trying to hide like a little baby. Can you show him how to blast something, boss?
Well, thank you. Thank you for giving me that comment. But, you know, he's just... I don't know, I hear it happens when you're cold. You just, you know, you kind of... can't hide that well or something. Maybe that was something else. I can't remember.
Well, Queenie says you're gonna be powerful, so yeah, now let's see what you got, huh?
Okay, yeah, sure. I'm ready.
God, I want to stab you. My turn's over, but I want to stab that little bastard so.
Okay. Gok, it's your turn.
Probably didn't make it better with that innuendo either. Totally nuts. Anyway. Okay. I don't think I can put this thing to sleep, so I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast it. I don't know if I can. Would there be any penalty if I did it right here?
I mean, you have this fancy new one that makes it so you can ignore all the way up to half cover.
Oh, you're right. Okay. He's gonna blast.
And you get +1 to the attack.
I do.
Did you change that on your character sheet?
Well, I kind of put it as some. I put it here. Like, yeah, I changed on my sheet.
Okay. So it incorporates it into the attack?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Okay. I'm ready for this.
It's a big moment. A 13, huh?
Well, I mean, I was hidden from it, so does that mean I get advantage? Eh?
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 Yes, it does.
Okay. I don't know if that still hits though.
16 does hit.
Yeah.
So your magic lances out, and as the purplish magic kind of slams into the creature, you see just as it's about to kind of hit it in the chest, the robes that this creature is wearing, as a part of the clasp, that seems to be kind of holding it together. You see it's like a brooch or something seems to be what is clasping the tatters of this robe together around its neck. And it almost seems like it's far too tight for this creature. Like it was sized for a much smaller creature, and as this thing somehow grew into what it is, it still there, but it seems to be almost digging into the flesh like a far too tight choker. Anyway, you see that this brooch, as your blast flies in towards it, suddenly starts to glow, and you see it affect your Eldritch Blast as it comes in, and it seems to deflect part of the blast. It does still hurt the creature, but it doesn't seem to do anywhere near as much damage as you thought it should.
Oh. What? That's good. I think it might have some kind of resistance to my powers. Thing. I mean that. I don't know. That's, I guess half of that, right? Is what I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. So you do 4 points of damage to it. And as you kind of pull the wand back, as your purplish energy kind of emanates from the wand now, you see Jot kind of looking at you. He says,
Yeah. I mean, I guess if that's all you got there, boss,
No. It's not all I got.
thought it'd be a little more impressive. I'm just saying, it was kind of weak.
Well, it's weak because it has that brooch on it. I wasn't expecting it to be resistant to my magics.
Magic.
Yeah.
Everybody want to blame the magic. It's not. Okay.
But. Okay. Look, once I figure it out, I'm more intelligent than this brute, so I'll figure something out.
Yeah, Yeah, just about as effective as this guy hiding over here. I mean, what is going on here?
Eat a dick, you little bastard.
Look, I actually damaged it, and Brasnic is having a moment, okay? Gonna give a thumbs up to Brasnic, as if that kind of helps.
Yeah. I'll be talking to the Queen about this assignment here, you know? She said go serve the little guy. He's gonna be a big deal. Yeah, okay, big deal. Yeah.
Is that the end of your turn, sir?
Strangle his little neck right now. Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
We can do it together.
This guy has become my favorite party member. Also,
This is gonna be so much fun. Okay. So the dragon priest. I mean, the troll. You guys don't know anything. He is in the giant monster's grip. So he is going to use one of his claw attacks to try and break free. So go ahead and roll a athletics check. Here.
He may certainly tried to break free.
Oh, fuck. So he is going to definitely lose that attempt. He is going to get a claw attack with disadvantage, and then he'll be able to get his bite attack without disadvantage. Oof. So,
Disadvantage.
So much for disadvantage. As you're holding on to him, you see he's actually able to kind of reach up with one of his claws, and he cuts you right across your midsection, and you feel your bowels just immediately start bulging up and start almost like falling out of this rend that he opens up in your stomach.
He would, except for the fact that I'm raging, so that's halved.
Okay? So you definitely just like anger force your way through the pain of this, and it sees this and kind of recognizing it lashes out and bites you on your shoulder for
That's gonna
another
hit.
3 points. Let's see. Just because it is a large creature, I'm going to use all of the movement to stand up instead of half, since you do have it grappled.
Well, if he has it grappled, his speed is 0. He can't get up.
Yeah. Not get up.
I mean, it's such a
Just
big creature,
Hid
though.
there. Oh.
Well,
It's true.
you've
I mean,
seen
it's your call.
the ride. You can have one small guy pin down a much larger guy.
Yeah, but the big guy was just walking around doing whatever he wanted until his oxygen supply was cut off. I mean, he got right up and had the dude dangling around on his body. So I feel like. Okay.
Alright,
It's
that makes
fine,
sense.
it just makes it easier
Yeah.
for what I'm going to do next.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's ever gonna stop Ratul.
So I can stop him.
There's always that. So he is able to stand up, but you still have him grappled around his front, and so you have his arms pinned. He still can move his lower arms, and obviously he just bit you on your shoulder, so all of that just kind of happened. So, Grybek, it is your turn,
Alright.
sir.
I'm gonna move up to get behind him.
Okay.
2, 3, 4, 5. And you're gonna see Grybek's hammer light up magically,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna cast Magic Weapon.
Okay.
Basically gives me +1 to attack, +1 damage. Now, is he flanked at the moment?
He is. I think we're going to discuss the flanking rules after this dungeon is over, but for now, they're still going to be in effect.
So it's gonna be a 20 and 7 damage.
Okay. And this is just straight bludgeoning damage?
Because it's actually magic damage, because it's a magic weapon now.
Okay.
So magic bludgeoning.
Okay. As your weapon lashes out, you're able to kind of hit it in its legs since it is such a tall creature. You hear it kind of roar out as it kind of takes note of your presence there. Still seems to be mainly focused on the giant orc that has its arms pinned.
Alright, then that's my turn.
Alright. Erky Timbers. Erky is also going to come in, and he is going to try to attack. Attack! You see him lash out as he kind of hits the creature, like just below the knee. Does a little bit of damage to it. Good job, Erky. That'll do, Timbers.
I just got respect for Erky for walking up there.
I'm gonna move over here and come around the wall. I'm skittering around the wall really fastly, and then as it's not really paying attention to the spider, hopefully, I'm gonna lash out. Oh, wrong sheet. I'm gonna lash out with a bite.
So it's gonna take 7 piercing, and then it has to make a. Oh, I have to check what the save is.
DC 11 con save.
Where is it? Does it say it on there?
I just have faced a lot of giant spiders in my time.
It actually does not say on my sheet. Are you sure it's? Are you sure it's 11?
I am 100% sure it's a DC 11.
Okay.
Okay. DC 11
Con save.
con save. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, as you jump on the back of this thing, and as you bite down on its shoulder, it screams out in pain. You feel your poison just, pumping into this creature, but it seems just almost completely unaffected by the poison itself.
It still does some poison damage, and I think that the rest of the effect would happen though. So if it goes down to 0 HP, does it become unconscious, or only as if it's that hit that kills it?
If it's that hit that kills it.
Gotcha.
It's that poison, yeah.
Okay, then that's my turn.
Okay. So it does take a little bit of that poison damage. All right.
I mean, 5 poison's still a pretty good amount.
Yep. Every little bit's gonna help here. All right, we are at the top of the order. I just want to take a quick 30-second break here. I have to bio Superman. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys.
I will also be right back.
Sounds very good.
Okay, I'm very glad I actually did have a rage left for this, because they would have been probably on. I would be on a wet HP with that.
Yeah, but say you should still have some left. We only fought one thing.
I still have flaming sphere up my trick if I really have to.
Yeah, no, it's just the fact that I should. Yeah, I'm glad I did have a rage, because thanks to Gok's little ice bomb incident, I was pretty low and a level up health.
You and me
yeah.
both.
That's true. I kind of. That was unintentional, though. Oh man, this is really bad, though. At the same time.
Oh, Gok. What are you gonna do?
I kind of thought the Eldritch Blast would do a lot more.
Maybe we should try to take off that brooch. But none of us saw, besides you, I think you're the only one who saw what happened there.
Yeah. What happened? So I'd have to tell people about that. Because I'm pretty sure. I don't think a witch bolt's gonna do anything. So.
All right, I was back. Sorry about that.
Alright.
Okay. You guys are confident in this, right?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
I feel like you're doing really good so far.
yeah, I think we're doing pretty good.
All right, Yin Yang, it is your turn. sir.
Alrighty. So I will go ahead and pop up right over here, and go ahead and hit it real quick with the bow staff.
Okay.
Natural 20.
That is definitely gonna hit. Go ahead and roll that damage.
And apparently the damage roll is broken, so I will roll 2d8 plus 3.
There's definitely a syntax error. Okay. So 9 points of damage.
And then a bonus action punch.
All right. Oof.
Oh my god.
All
Ouch.
things must be in balance.
Okay.
Yin Yang. This place demands a sacrifice.
Yin Yang. Roll the damage on that. So, Red Tool, you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage since you're raging, and roll a strength check with disadvantage.
Me?
Which is normal because you're raging.
Yeah, it's normal.
Oh, just normal. You're right.
Strength check or strength save?
Strength check, or athletics check. Sorry.
Oh no.
You suddenly feel this punch land on your ear, and it like so distracts you that it forces you to let go of your grasp on this troll. As you drop down to the ground in front of it, you feel like a little trickle of blood coming down from your ear. And you look and you see Yin Yang standing there.
It moved. It wasn't my fault. I'm sorry.
This party likes to hurt each other.
No, you just like to really make the natural ones pay.
It's true.
Actually, it's 2 natural ones.
I know.
And then I'm gonna be like backing away from my tool, saying sorry.
Gosh.
It is going to take an opportunity attack at you.
It cannot because I struck it with mobile.
That's right. Damn it. Fucking monks. Okay. That's the end of your
And
turn.
that'll be my turn.
Ratul, you just got boxed in the air, bro.
Yep, and I'm going to take my rage out on this thing and then Yin Yang later.
Okay.
As I'm going to rage up again. Now, doing that, I'm actually going to quickly slide around behind it and try to grapple it again.
Okay. Roll an acrobatics to get around it, and then roll the athletics to grapple it. There's a lot of bodies there. Nice. So you actually, as you're going around this thing, you actually just step over Erky. Like you're able to swing your leg over and do like a little hop enough to twirl around. You're extremely graceful for your size. As you spin around this thing, you get behind this dragon priest. Go ahead and roll that athletics.
Oh, that's not a good roll.
Okay. I don't. You don't. Do you automatically get advantage? Is that right?
Yep, I have auto advantage.
Because you're raging with the athletics. All right. That's still a pretty good roll though. 15's not bad. Oof, and it's just enough. Just enough. As you, how are you trying to grapple it this time?
I'm grabbing it from behind it, my belly to its back, as I pin its arms down, this time around the forearms to keep its claws from trying to slash out.
Okay. Alright.
And now I have my bonus.
Okay.
And I'm going to German suplex it into the fire.
Okay.
Oh my god,
Just
do
like
it!
a fire?
Yeah. Go ahead
Will I
and roll
make an
that.
attack roll for this, or will I make another athletics?
Go.
This is essentially trying to push it prone, so it should be another athletic check.
Yeah, should be another athletics check, and I am going to roll another strength check.
Ooh, that's gonna be tough DC.
Damn, eats it, beats it, sir. So you are like holding on to this thing, and as you try and like muscle it around, you feel it fighting against you and trying to use its massive size for leverage. And you are finally able to start just slowly getting its feet off the ground, and you see it kind of like looks like a little shocked almost at first, and you just like You see everyone else just sees the massive corded muscles on this orc just almost double in size as he just ripples in pure strength and fury, able to get this creature off of its feet as he suplexes it backwards into this fire. You see embers kind of spray across the ground around it as it screams out in pain and rage, as suddenly Ratul has it pinned on the ground and grappled.
And that's my turn as I just keep it pinned into the fire.
Impressive, sir. Good job. Brasnic, you just saw this massively impressive display from your fellow party member.
Gonna go ahead and scoop some of the embers out of the fire with my drinking horn, which is made of complete, or maybe like a large tusk, whatever. Grab that. Use bonus action to dash. Run up and just press the thing to the downed creature's chest so the coals touch it.
Okay.
And then pull out a hammer and just hammer it in.
You're branding it.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll give that, we'll just say 2 points of damage.
Fire seems to hurt this guy, so that I'm doing what I can.
No, it's definitely gonna at least create like a constant source of fire damage and burning to the creature unless it, until it pulls this thing out. So
Hopefully that coal sticks in nice and well. Do you want me to roll something to see how well I hammer it in?
Yeah, go ahead and roll that just in case you do roll an outline or something. 'Cause I do like to punish you guys with that.
Since it's prone, I have advantage.
Yin Yang had to call me out on that.
20 to hammer it in.
I wasn't really calling you out just so much as stating. I wasn't trying to make it like that.
I know, I'm just giving you trouble, sir. So yeah, that 20 is definitely going to do the job. You're able to get that horn kind of implanted into him, and you can kind of hear it sizzling against the flesh.
And that was only 4... What is it? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30... 30 feet. Still got 20 feet back. I'm out. I hammer it in and leave.
Alright. For you, it should get an opportunity attack.
It does, but it's prone, so it has disadvantage.
But it's gonna take it, because... why wouldn't it?
Man, you troll mother...
As you're running away from it, you feel this pain light up your calves as both of your lower legs just explode in bright red arcs of blood. As you feel, it almost just feels like it's almost cut your feet off entirely, but you can see that they are still there. But your lower legs are completely rended. And you do
God.
fall prone to the ground there.
It hurts so much. I've never been hamstringed before. So vicious.
You guys are hammering on this thing, but it doesn't need too much to really lay into you.
Since it smacked to the ground, or well, pretty much, hamstrung me. Can I still crawl away 5 feet, which would be 10 feet?
Yeah. You kind of drag yourself to there.
Gok, do something!
You kind of see this little creature just kind of sitting there with its mouth open. After that, just kind of watching, and he's like,
Yeah, I like this thing better when it was sleeping. Why'd you guys have to wake it up?
Blame the other dwarf.
What do you mean it was eating the kobolds? Look, we don't have time to understand semantics. I'm gonna try to help them.
Yeah, this thing was sleeping for like 5,000 years, and you guys come along and wake it up.
Are you kidding me right now? You're gonna do this now?
Look what it just did to your friend there. It's gonna do that to all of you.
He's crawling on the ground, bleeding out from his calves.
Well, why don't you get out of a cabalada?
Shut up and let me concentrate on the spell.
Yeah, get him, boss.
Okay. So now after that, gotta try to. Wait, no, I would have forgotten because I was arguing with a tiny demon thing. I was gonna try to tell people that they take off the. Okay. I mean, I can still do that. First, I'm going to toll the dead on this thing.
Okay.
So I mean, it's going to have to. Okay, well, it's gonna one to cut it from failing a wisdom DC 12 save.
Okay.
It's not that impressive. Jeez.
It's okay. Let's save it. See what happens. Every little bit's going to help in this fight, sir. So, as you step forward, realizing that perhaps the Eldritch Blast may not be your best weapon against this creature, you kind of like wave the wand again, and you've never cast this Toll the Dead spell using this new wand, and you almost see like this little mote of kind of like a whitish energy as it kind of flies over in an arc, and as it lands right behind the creature, you hear it all of a sudden, there's boom as it kind of flares, and then you see this blackness, this little flower of blackness kind of erupt across the back of its head as the necrotic energy starts rotting away part of its skin.
Okay. See? That's better. You gotta admit, that's better. I'm gonna turn on. It's better, huh? Better.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was actually kind of impressive.
Thank you.
Nice job there, boss.
Thank you. Now, guys, I need you to take the brooch off so that I can actually use my Eldritch Blast on it. You know, shoot it from this wand. I'm gonna wave around my fancy stick right now. And,
You see, this little guy kind of looks at you for a second. He's like, well, I mean, all you got to do is ask.
And you see him actually go bloop, just all of a sudden he's just disappears. He's gone.
What?
And a few seconds later, you see him actually bloop, like reappear right on the back of this creature. And he seems to be tugging at the back of this thing's ropes.
What? Are you kidding me? I couldn't just. Okay. Okay, Mr. Dungeon Master. You are the tricksy one right here. Okay. I'm gonna end my turn on that. Just have an existential crisis as the player.
Okay. This Dragon Priest does not like this dog pile that seems to be going on here. Red Tool, why don't you go ahead and roll that athletics check again?
That sounds good.
See this thing actually just kind of like pushes up off the ground. He's able to kind of break your grip just enough to get his hands underneath him. And he just pushes himself up off the ground with all of his strength and like rips his arms upward, just kind of going Whoa! As Grybek, you kind of go stepping backwards a couple steps. Red Tool, you kind of go flying off of him as well. And you see that little dude that was on his back just kind of bloop, disappear again.
Oh, I can't see. You putting that over my vision, I think.
No, I accidentally moved you to the GM later. player.
Oh no. There he is.
Suddenly, Alardro just disappears from the world.
I mean, he was freaked out probably by the giant troll flinging off for Tool and Grybek.
No,
I
I'm
mean,
here.
I feel like everybody should be a
I'm the
little freaked
spider.
out.
I'm gonna bite this thing.
So he is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 5 enemies here. So on a 1 or a 2, it's going to be Red Tool, and then we're going to go clockwise from Grybek and around, including the Brasnic clone. How long does
No. Don't do that. Don't do
How long does that little clone thing last? No, this one here.
a minute.
Yeah, the image you had. It's not very smart.
Yeah, it lasts a minute. But if you swipe that and he hits it, it just disappears. He knows it's not real.
Right. So 3 is Grybek, 4 is the Brasnic clone, 5 is Urki, and 6 is Alardro. 5 is Urki.
Oh!
Oof. That 6 points of damage is big for the little Urki Timbers. So he turns around just almost with the backhand, just slashes out and just rakes across. You see Urki's fine armor just kind of rend open at the chest as bright blood kind of spills out from him. And then he turns, knowing the spider might be the biggest threat, he turns and bites at Alardro. For 8 piercing damage.
Good God, this guy's rolls.
That's fun. I got plenty of HP.
Yeah, if he ever focuses on one character, it's gonna hurt. And that is going to be the end of this creature's turn. It will not run from this encounter. But those of you that know about trolls, in character, not as players, realize that this fire that's being used against it might be very beneficial in this fight.
I mean, he's still standing on the fire, right?
Yeah, he's kind of straddling over it now.
He's toasting them chestnuts.
He is. Urki.
Perfect.
Urki is going to...
No, somehow you skipped me.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
Sweep the leg! Sweep the leg!
Sweep the leg, sir.
Get him a body bag, Johnny.
Get him a body bag!
Alright, Grybek's gonna do what Grybek's good at. He's gonna put his hammer right to the troll's. My advantage still? Or is he not? No, not anymore.
Oh no? Yeah. We're still using the advantage rule.
I'm across from him if we're using flanking.
Ooh, ouch.
That's... Don't you have magic weapons still?
Oh yeah, so it's a 15.
I'm sorry, 1 second. Okay.
It's a 15 and an 8, right?
15 is just enough to hit. So as you feel the magical imbuement that you gave to your weapon, it actually, you feel it make this weapon strike home. You can tell that your attack wasn't going to be quite enough, but somehow the magic forced the hammer into the right place. That would be 8 points of damage, sir?
8 points of magic bludgeoning.
Okay. You see that the hits are starting to add up, but this creature's still got plenty of fight left in it.
Alright, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Now it's time for Mr. Timbers. He actually is going to cast a spell. And you see him turn and actually touch you on your leg, Ratul, and you feel like your stomach, where your guts are kind of hanging out of the rent in your stomach, you feel that kind of, like they start suck back in, and you feel that kind of close over just enough.
My thanks.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna need your strength in this fight, big guy. Alardro.
Yeah. I guess my best option is to continue to make that bite, but let me see something before I make that. Yeah, I'll just make the bite.
Okay, that's a hit for sure. Okay.
So I'll still take half on the poison, but
Yep.
I dig deep and inject as much of that poison as I can in it.
Yeah. Keep pumping it in there. I imagine it tastes very rubbery and slimy and kind of like the swamp.
Luckily, I don't really have taste buds, so.
This one would taste like a 5,000-year sleep in a dungeon.
Think of the funk.
Right.
Yeah, and that's where we'll be doing. Then I'll pass turn.
Yin Yang, we are at the top of the order, sir. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna step up and hit him again.
Okay.
Kind of pin against the wall, so I don't think I have advantage for anything there because there's no one flanking him.
Nope.
Based on how I heard someone say he's roasting his stones, I'm gonna squish said stones. Just with a strike with the staff. Try to bring him down to our level.
It's rude. It's rude what you're choosing to do here.
As a man, I disapprove. As a guy who wants to live, do it.
Let's just get him right in the jewels, brother.
Ooh, that was almost bad.
Oh, nope. So as you kind of swing out, and it kind of hits off of his thigh, and then just kind of bounces away, seemingly harmlessly.
Quick jab.
Jab him. All right. So you just kind of give him this swift punch. For you, it's kind of a jab to him would be like in his solar plexus. You just give him a quick strike to the stomach. You hear him.
I'm gonna step back out again. Time for the old move like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Oh. All right. Smart moves. Ratul, the Red Earth. You feel a little bit stronger.
Yep. I'm going to loosen my chain so they're around my knuckles, close my hands, and straddle right before this thing.
Okay.
As I split my legs a little bit lower, go down, and go for an uppercut to the gems.
All right. Everyone's picking on the jewels.
And, you know what? Just because I want to, I'm gonna reckless for this.
Okay. Your reckless rage as you kind of lunge forward, full of anger. You lash out, but you're just sadly unable to strike your mark.
I go down lower and punch higher.
Okay. Sweep the leg. All right. So this time you're able to kind of connect. You get a little bit lower, and as you uppercut, you just hear it. You feel it solidly connect with troll stones.
Now let's see how much it does.
Oof. So this is the full 10, right?
Yep, that's up, and that's the full. That's almost max damage to boot.
Okay. Alright, you guys are hitting this thing hard. That is for sure. Is that the end of your turn, sir?
Yep, as I jump back to my feet in a ready stance.
Brasnic.
Ah, that can't bear. I can't walk. You bastard! You careful me. I'll go ahead and quickly, once again, fling my hands through an arcane. I don't even know what to call it. Gesture. And say 3 stars that explode. Go! And use magic.
Okay.
Unlike these heathens, as a fellow man, I'm not shooting him in the nuts. I aim for the face.
Are you a spelljacker or are you multi-classed?
So you guys see for the first time Brasnic, as he's laying there, his blood kind of pooling around him from his legs. You see him turn around and you see almost like this fury in his eyes like you've never seen before. As he like quickly moves his hands. Anyone that's a spellcaster can instantly recognize that he seems to be mimicking some sort of arcane ritual for casting a spell, and all of a sudden you hear him speak a command word, and suddenly his hand lights up as you see these bolts of energy lash out of his hand and strike into the monster. There's bap, 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 one after the other. As they reach the creature, you see this brooch that is on its chest suddenly flare up again as you see this shield, almost a shield-like energy of shimmering magical force around it as the 3 darts hit against this shield, not affecting the creature at all.
Son of a bitch!
I told you take off the brooch. What part of that didn't you guys understand? I yell at the
You never said anything.
He did.
I did say it. I did say it. Also,
He did. I'm gonna crawl away and just be like, damn it! I'm gonna just lay down and wail. I'm a rogue, man. He fucking hamstringed me. My career's over. Kurt is done.
For Tool, it's not funny to laugh in this situation.
Everyone's gonna die.
It's like, oh, he's crippled now and tiny.
We'll fix that later.
Yeah, Jesus. Okay. Sorry.
So at the start of your turn, ouch.
Wow.
At the start of your turn, you suddenly see as this little creature again appears on the troll's back. Let's go ahead and do this.
Oh my god. So, he's the only one that heard me when I said that, I guess. Even though I yelled.
Oh no.
No!
See, you useless too, you little bastard.
Yeah. So you see this little creature. He like pops up on his back, and you see him grabbing at the cloak of this giant troll. He's like, you see him, and he actually seems to be working as some sort of a clasp that's on the creature's back, at the back of this cloak, kind of along the neckline. And you see him, he's always like, I got, boss, I got it. And then just as he's like about to, like, it almost seems like he's pulling at some kind of a lever or something that's on there, you see the troll just reach up and just backhand this tiny little being, and you see just this spray of blood just arcs across the wall, and you just see this just what's left of him falls to the ground.
Well,
That's one way to silence him.
okay, well, I guess Brasnic kind of got your wish. He died. Got swatted like a bug. Oh,
Not
man.
the same, but damn.
Jeez. Okay. Man. Well, I'm gonna be in a bit of horror. It's like, God, I lost another minion again, and he actually praised me. Dang. Why, world? Why did you forsake me? Okay, now I'm gonna do my turn. I'm sorry.
I mean, you had a minion for a second.
I had a minion for 2 seconds, and he died. Okay, so I'm gonna toll the dead again.
Technically 12.
Okay,
Yeah.
technically 12.
I think he was closer to 18, but yeah.
It's true.
Okay, well, it's basically a very small amount of time.
There's a very small window of Gok,
Jesus.
mastership here.
Toll the dead. Okay.
Okay.
Wisdom save DC 12. If he rolls a set, he takes 7 damage. Nothing.
Poor Gok.
Come on, you dumb troll. Yeah!
Oh,
Suck it.
okay.
Actually, I wish you rolled that 1 on something even worse. But, you know, yeah, it takes 7 damage. It's a giant
Alright.
green boy. As I chant around and I fence with my wand.
Okay. So as
Perfect.
you're kind of waving your wand at it, as another arc of this whitish light goes over, as it like lands next to, it's kind of next to its chest, you see it again flash with the light, and then all of a sudden this explosion of like necrotic waste appears across its chest. You see the troll is starting to look around at this party now. Almost looks like a little bit of trepidation in his eyes. Not quite fear, but definitely starting to look injured.
Okay. Wait, I was gonna
Oh,
yell
I'm sorry.
out. Okay, take off the brooch this time, guys. Do it so that we can use our spells on it, because Brasnic did nothing to it. And I can't do that much either to it either right now. And that's the end of my turn.
It's not my fault. First time I used fucking magic.
It's true. You might need a t-shirt. So, the Dragon Priest. You see it lash out, catches Erky Timbers across the chest. You see Erky Timbers fly into this weapons crate and tumble across it. You see him just kind of flump against the wood and the metal.
Oh no.
Is he unconscious?
He is. With its second attack, it turns towards you, Ratul. Slashes down at you with a savage strike. You still up?
Still up because I'm still raging.
Okay. It's gonna bite you too.
I'm not gonna go after the spider that bit him?
No,
I think it's because I ran after his nuts.
it's trying to eliminate this swarm of creatures around it.
Plus, Ratul was the first to challenge it.
So another 4 points. Or 3 points.
Yep, still standing.
Okay. So it savages you across your chest and then bites down on you in fury. As you're standing there still barely with blood pouring down you from a multitude of wounds, still the red earth will not fall. Grybek. You see Ratul seems to be holding on by sheer strength of will alone.
Now, I can move around him without an opportunity attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He's big. Okay, so I'm gonna move right next to Ratul.
Mm-hmm.
and touch him and give him cure wounds at level 2.
Okay. So I did cast. I actually don't know if you can do that. Can you cast 2 second level spells?
Yep.
Yeah, it's my
Okay.
last level.
Okay. As long as you're taking into account the inflict wounds. Grybek killed the fire snake with the second level inflict wounds in the last campaign, or the last game.
Oh, then no, I can't do that. That is
What?
correct.
Well, you get 2. You get 2
Yeah, but
second level.
I casted magic.
Oh, gotcha. So you'll have to do it at just first level.
So just take the 4.
You just take the.
No, it means I don't have the slot. I have no first level slots right now.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Go back to where I was.
Yeah, he also cast some healing spells when Gok tried to party wipe everyone with the magic book.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, shucks. I forget about that too.
So instead, I will just smash down at the troll.
Okay. Sorry, guys, just trying to remind you of what's happened.
Yep, that's the right.
So it's a 24 and a 9.
All right. That is definitely going to hit, and that is definitely going to hurt as your Warhammer again finds purchase on this creature. You guys are definitely wearing this thing down. It seems like it has some fight in it left still, but it is bleeding and bruised from a multitude of wounds at this point.
Is it still taking damage from my hammered in dragging horn?
It's not taking damage, but the fire is keeping it from regeneration.
Sweet.
Which is kind of huge.
It's big, it's beefy, we gotta keep punching it until it finally falls over just from pure force.
Okay, is that the end of your turn, sir?
Yes, my turn is done.
Okay. That's one.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to attack.
All right. You're gonna bite him again?
Yep, 22.
All right, that is definitely gonna hit. So we're gonna do the 15 points of damage.
I am then going to drop, and I can do this for free with no action required. I'm going to drop animal, wild shape.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Sorry, I was trying to get everything back to where it should be. Okay, it should be a 4. And as my bonus action, I'm going to cast Anarchy.
Okay. So you see
up.
him kind of open up his eyes again.
It's my last first level spell.
Okay. He opens up his eyes as he's laying amongst the kind of ruins of this weapons rack and the cobalt weapons that are kind of leaning up against it. You see him kind of open up his eyes. He says, oh dear. Have we defeated it yet?
No.
I'm ready to fight. Is that the end of your turn, sir?
Yep, that was everything I wanted to do.
Okay. Yin Yang.
Alrighty. So I just saw pretty much Urki get brutally beaten and then barely saved.
Mm-hmm.
Or essentially all our turns essentially happened in this round all at the same time during the 6 seconds. So 5, 10, 15. As I'm walking forward, I'm angry after seeing Urki get dropped. I guess I'll walk by him and see Alardro casting it, but I'm focused on the creature. One of the channels, or one of the tattoos on my arms glows green as wind starts coalescing around my hand. I'm gonna walk up, I'm gonna punch this, hit this troll right in the center of his, or I guess actually I'll even make a jumping strike for it to add some flavor to it and put it right in his chest.
Okay. So you guys
Like-
see Yin Yang as he's walking forward. And, you know, you guys have been traveling together for a while, and, you know, you've seen most of, you know, how much of your body is covered by your robes?
Everything but my it's a kind of like a sleeveless V tunic.
Okay. So you kind of see almost like a light underneath his tunic. And Brasnic and Gok would only kind of see this from behind him. And then all of you would see it as this light seems to be traveling down the length of these lines that have been tattooed into his flesh. And you see this light almost come down, and as it reaches his fist, it has this kind of blue, kind of unearthly, ethereal kind of a quality to it. And as it gets closer to his fists, and you see almost like these swirls of wind and vapor start to manifest around his fists. And as he jumps up in the air, he punches out, and you see this swirling kind of vortex around his fist kind of lash out and lance out from his hand and strike out against this troll. So you do that much damage?
Yeah, and then you said DC 13. Isn't strength? I thought it was Dex.
Strength.
Okay.
You're knocking back. It's always strength on the knockback.
Okay, and strength. There he gets. I'll throw him into the wall and knock him prone.
And then
If
does
he
he take
fails.
half damage if he saves?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And not knock prone and not knock back.
Ooh,
Barely. He's lucky some bitch.
still did a lot of damage, which is good.
Yep.
So,
So
9? Or 8?
8. So as this blast hits him in his chest, you see it, the creature kind of reel back a little bit. And so it kind of finds its footing again. You see it kind of like looking at you like it never really noticed your presence until this moment.
You still got your bonus action?
Yeah, and then but I still have plenty of movement, so there's no need for me to use it. So I'll just back up over here right by the fire.
Okay.
Because I can't make an unarmed strike as a bonus action unless I make the attack action. That just uses the action to use it.
Gotcha.
And does that count as an attack for the mobility thing? As long as you-
Yeah, it's one of my
as
it's
long
an
as you
attack. Yeah,
damage.
yeah. As long as I attack something, or whatever I attacked can't attack me back.
Red tool.
How's it looking?
Roll a perception. It is looking extremely weak, severely weakened by this sustained attack from the party. You think you might be able to...
Yep, seeing that this is going on too long and Ratul is beaten, bloodied, and basically just, he's looking like his namesake. He gives this troll one nod of basically nod of respect to it before he just goes into, just stomps right its legs with his foot as he just lets loose a full frontal assault. Reckless attack.
Alright. Boom. It's gonna hit. Alright. So, go ahead and roll it. Okay, roll the damage. Alright. So as you lash out with the first attack, you just hear as your fist connects with its chest on the left side, and you just hear all of the ribs on that side just crack, and you feel its chest just kind of cave in a little bit underneath your fist. As you lash out with the other, you draw your hand back and lash out with the other fist, and it hits it right in the center of its sternum. I mean, you see its whole chest cavity just kind of cave in a little bit from the just sheer power of your strength. As it like falls backwards up against the wall, you see it just kind of slump down to the ground and just as you defeat the troll.
Isn't that?
The dragon priest is down.
Yeah.
Isn't that where it would fall into the fire?
It does still have one leg in the fire, and you do see that it is starting to actually catch fire. It seems like this creature is extremely flammable.
Quick, grab the blood. Here's vial. Grab the blood. Grab the blood.
What are you doing?
I'm going to go ahead and kick the leg that's in the fire out of the way. No need to burn a good opponent.
Oh, what? No, yeah. Keep it in there.
You knew what a troll was, right?
Yeah, I knew what a troll was.
Roll an intelligence check, Ratul.
Oh.
And Gok.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Or a nature check, I guess.
Go
Can
up
I
to
also roll one?
Yes, you can also roll one.
I go up to Ratul and say, "Hey, Ratul, look, I know that you hate me and you don't want to hear any input that I have to say, but you do know what a troll is, right?"
Of course I do. That's why I challenged it.
Okay, but keep its leg in the fire, or else it's going to wake up, try to beat you again with its giant, meaty hands.
Alardro, you know that the little goblin is speaking the truth.
I'm gonna try and quickly push a little, push as much as I can into the fire.
Gok.
It's an unnatural beast that must be consumed by the flame. Can I do that, or is the body too heavy?
You can push like one of its legs back in the fire.
I have the trait that lets me move. Where is it? Powerful build.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'll push it into the fire.
It's just a matter of how much fire there is compared to how big this body is. But there's enough of these small burning fire pits that you guys could collect the embers and kind of build a bigger fire, throw some of the wooden weapons and like all this wood stuff that is around here and just throw it on top and kind of build a bonfire in that part of the room.
Okay. I'll spend the time to do that.
Gotta get the blood before they burn it all.
Your blood?
Yeah, take the vials and get blood, you bastard.
What?
As you're kind of
Why do we watch your blood?
As you're kind of standing there, Gok, you hear this.
Well, that really fucking sucked.
What the
What?
hell is this?
What is that? What? No!
Gok, stop panicking and get the blood.
What do
And
you
you
mean?
suddenly see that little creature floating next to you again, flapping its wings and flying in the air.
I'm gonna just back up, just flail my hand, arms everywhere. But you swatting. What?
Well, I mean, I'm a freaking demon, you know. It's kind of like something we do, you know? And he like disappears and he like turns invisible.
What,
And you
he
see him
disappears?
actually reappear again, standing next to, or standing on top of this thing.
Uh-huh.
You see it walk up
to the troll's face. And he kicks it right in the nose.
You big bastard.
So he goes over. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Someone get the blood in the fucking brooch, you bastard!
You see this little creature actually go over and he finishes what he was attempting to do while the creature was still alive. And you see him come around and he pulls this brooch off of the creature's chest. And he kind of flaps over towards you, Gok.
Okay.
And he flies just like hovering just above you. And he says,
Yeah, you might need this. Keep your ass alive.
Oh. Thank you. By the way, could you get vials of blood? I think Brasnic is slowly eating out to death.
Oh, yeah, get the brooch. Get the vials of blood. Already telling me to do everything. I see how this is gonna be. Oh no, it's okay. You're the boss. It's okay.
and you see him turn
I
around
like
and
to
he.
grab this thing out of the air.
Okay.
Yeah, it's. Why?
It's like he was gonna give him blood, Ratul. Dang it.
So you snatch this little guy out of the air. You attempt to. As he just very easily kind of does a little curly cue in the air as he's flying.
Wait, yeah, well, hey, not so grabby there, big guy. I know you're all fancy, you got the big fancy moves over there, but yeah, let's not try it, alright?
What the hell are you?
He looks over at Gok.
Yeah, I guess you're the brains of the party, yeah?
Thank you, but let's try to be on good terms here. Just, you know. Oof.
Good.
For the love of God, if so, I will haunt all you bastards. I swear to God.
After, is the troll like? Do I have it ready for it to like cremate it basically?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to just in case we find anything. I'm gonna go over to Ratul, and then Grybek, Brasnic, sorry, and I'll use both my second level slots to cast Cure Wounds on both of them.
Okay. This Brasnic's yelling from across the room with his legs
No.
torn out and bleeding.
Poor Brasnic. It's just
Motherfuckers are having a fucking cookout and I'm dying over here.
Yeah, and this whole time this entire conversation's been happening, Yin hasn't been paying any attention to y'all at all. He's too busy trying to look at his hands, study his arms. He seems perturbed and doesn't understand what just happened.
Yeah, this is definitely a new sensation for you. Like almost like while it was happening to you, it almost seemed like you were floating behind yourself third person and watching yourself do this. Almost like an avatar in a video game, like you were just watching this thing happen. You watched yours almost like dreamlike even. And as you come back to yourself, you know, you kind of realize that this did indeed happen. You did do this thing.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much just sitting there trying to make sense of what I just did. Kind of ignoring everyone else, lost in my head going, what, where did that come from?
Okay.
look.
Don't know, don't care. My business.
Let's see. Brasnic is going to get one of those, the 5, and then Erky heals himself for the 8.
Also, why are you acting like a big baby? You only got cut across your leg.
It's talking to you, Brasnic.
You didn't dick, you didn't get hamstrung and disabled for your main line of work, you bastard.
No, I just got gutted, and I have a giant bite mark on my shoulder.
Not all of us are giant muscly barbarians, you bastard.
I'm gonna pick up Brasnic and just toss him over my shoulder.
Well, hunt all of you.
You're
You
alive.
gotta deal with this every day.
Oh, yeah. No, I have to deal with this every day. But could you get the blood vials? Otherwise, he's just gonna keep screaming like that.
Oh,
Do you
yeah,
really
right.
want that?
I
Yeah.
forgot.
I just pat Brasnic on his back while he's over my shoulder.
There. I'll get you a grog when we get back.
We'll stab you in your sleep. Get all you best. God, my legs hurt. I can still feel the pain.
That's why I'm carrying you, you giant baby.
So you see this little creature kind of go over, and he grabs the vials from you, and he fills up these vials. How many vials did you have?
However many come
I think
in
5.
alchemist kits.
With troll.
Oh, plus the alchemist kits.
Okay.
It's up to the DM because technically the alchemist kit says you have everything you need to do it, but it doesn't give you a specific number of vials it comes with.
Okay. We'll say there were 6 in there, and then whatever you guys had, if you want to fill those up, we can do that too. And you're trying to fill up troll blood?
Yes.
Okay. So you fill up these vials with troll blood. So go ahead and mark that down on the party loot, and we'll say that there's 8 total between the lot of you.
Can I also see, because I got this brooch,
Mm-hmm.
this troll, so...
How the head of what was the kobold's name? What I forgot.
Ustra.
It's just lying there, right?
Mm-hmm. Kind of at your
Yeah.
feet. Like right here.
Oh.
He's-
I guess we're not going to be able to collect the reward.
Where's the altar where she kept the key?
You see the demon or the little creature kind of flop over, and he lands right on Usedale's head. You see his little scorpion tail kind of curl around until it's like poking her right at the cheek.
Is that, you mean the treasure from this one here? She had like lots of sparkly bits. They still down over there.
Wait. What are we going to tell the little one?
Tell me what? I've been here for like 1,000 years.
I think
Not
Meepo.
you.
I think Meepo would. He didn't really like a lot of them, but we'll let him know, right?
What's a meepo?
They were his people.
He's a kobold little guy. It's a long story.
Yeah.
Did you get the blood?
You made friends with them?
I really didn't want to, but, you know, I didn't have a choice in it. There was like a bajillion of them.
Yeah.
I would have killed him, though, totally. You know?
Yeah, I believe in you, boss. I believe in you.
Thank
Say,
Gok, would you do that? Would you?
What, kill the kobolds?
Yeah, Meepos are friends.
Well, I wouldn't have killed him. I would have just killed everybody else. I mean, you know, he seemed to be okay with that dragon and all that. That's kind of like his whole story arc, right? You know, he got the dragon and wanted the dragon earlier, then he learned a lesson.
True.
Oh, no, I would have totally killed him. I mean, come on, you're telling me it was wrong when we just went through killing a bunch of goblins.
Yeah, I mean, it's what's wrong about it? They're just a bunch of little kobolds.
Yeah,
Got a bunch of weak
Do I
winning.
not have to kill them?
Yeah. Well, how else
It's the
is he
right
gonna raise an army and take over everything? What?
see, he gets it. He gets it.
Sometimes
How
you
am I-
gotta kill some kobolds, crack a couple eggs in order to build the greatest thing that the world's ever seen, you know?
We're not killing the dragon.
Ah, there's a dragon. I mean, yeah, of course there's a dragon.
Look, we're not
Uh,
killing that. It's more of an answer. You know,
Do you want to check if there were survivors, or do you think there are none?
I mean, you saw what happened here, right?
Hold on. We saw a trail of blood. We followed it. Might figure out where this thing came from.
I'm with you.
There's no one listens to the damn demon that's been asleep for like 1,000 years. What do you mean where it came from?
It came from somewhere. It woke up somewhere.
You guys,
You were going from
come on,
one
you guys called it a damn troll, right?
The squeaky one seems to be making all the sense.
I will stab your tiny demon ass, you bastard.
Hey,
I'm
look,
still wearing Brasnic
Brasnic,
over my shoulder.
calm down. I got your blood. Okay, here.
About goddamn
Calm
time.
down. Just take a chill pill for a moment. Calm down.
Well, actually,
No.
Brasnic's still over my shoulder.
But so why'd you wake this thing up anyway in the first place?
Oh, that was by accident. I think it was the kobolds who did that. We just kind of saw it eating.
Now
Later
somebody
on.
ring the damn doorbell loud enough to wake up the whole citadel.
Really?
Yeah, about a few days back. Somebody trying to get through the door, the big door. The one with the dragon face, right?
Right, cool.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, well, somebody woke the damn thing up. That's all I know. Been sitting down here locked in a damn hole for thousands of years.
So you're telling
Well,
me that the troll woke up too and just decided to come up after that bell was rung? What are you saying?
Yeah, somebody tried to get through the door, huh? Yeah. Silence says everything.
I'm just trying to remember out of character. Is this where Ratul, Grybek, and we are? Is this where the door is?
That right here is where Yusdrill's throne was, and that's where she was sitting when you were talking to her about this deal for finding the dragon and killing off the goblins. You do see that behind her, the altar that was behind her, is broken and smashed. Go ahead and roll some investigation checks with advantage. Anyone that wants to search over there.
Unfortunately, guys, I have to call it here. Just keep me posted if anything changes. My new
Yep.
job makes midnight a hard line for me, so I'll catch y'all later.
Okay.
Good to hear they got a new job.
Right on, bud.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
We'll be wrapping up here not too long.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good one, though.
All right.
Did you find anything?
I didn't find anything that interesting.
Do you want to roll anything, Rachel?
Would investigation or perception be more viable here?
Perception.
Wait, we could use perception?
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, I would have done that.
Well, you
That's
still
blood
would have got a
vessels.
4. You would have got an 8.
Yeah, blood vessel just kind of spurred it on my thing and just
My
kind of blocked out
perception is
my
a
eyes.
+5. I
So
would
you
have done
would have got a
that.
13.
A 13 then. Ignore the 22. It would have been a 13.
Okay.
Well,
Anyone else want to roll?
kind of want
Turn around, you big lug.
to.
I turn around so Brasnic can see.
Hey.
There we go.
It's perception, intelligence.
No, it's wisdom.
Okay. Brasnic and Gok, you guys definitely are able to see kind of what's left in this rubble here. You do find the key that opens. It's the same key that was carved in the dragon's, or clenched in the dragon's mouth of the carved dragon that was on this kind of altar pedestal. It is the key to the dragon door that had foiled you guys and Red Tool's efforts to get through it.
Well, we came here to get the key. We were offered a key. We came back, we got the key for free. All is good.
You do.
That key was not free. It came at the price of immense pain for most of us.
You do see.
Live, Brasnic. God.
Yeah, I mean, It's not like you need the key anymore, though.
What?
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. You guys woke up that beastie when you came knocking on the door a few days back. That's why that thing came out here. That's why it ate all these people here.
I blame God.
I point
Do
out.
anything.
That was actually Ratul when he was using his hammer to try and break down that door.
And
The
that
foot key
definitely
didn't work.
does seem to be the correct answer there. Is that it was woken up by the strike from Ratul that almost shattered his hammer.
Let's all be grateful that we didn't get through that door at that moment in time.
Yeah, I think that was probably a good idea also.
Good for us, but also not so great for the kobolds. They all paid for our mistake.
It's true.
They chose to live down here.
So the
What you mean is it's a win-win situation. Is what you meant to say.
So you made a deal with the Kobold Queen for the key to a room that had a dragon beast troll inside.
We didn't know what was in there.
Sounds like she was playing you guys.
Yeah, cause I knew she was a bitch. That's why we need to side with the goblins. Yeah. I mean, we wanted to go with the
Roll
stupid
you underneath
kobold.
my other arm.
Hey man, I'm just saying. Could have had goblins eating out of the palm of my hands right now.
Little creature. What else is down there? If you know.
Dark limits?
Yeah, there's not really all that much down there. It was just a tomb for this guy here. He was one of them elf types. He was one of the original priests here. He was some kind of high priest. And,
How the hell did he get turned into a troll?
well, he was messing with some kind of dark magic, I guess. It's something that made it cause this whole place to, sink into the earth. And I guess he was cursed. And they locked him up in there. But he was so old and so high ranking that they didn't want to just take him out, They put him to sleep.
Can we leave this accursed place? Please.
Yeah, it sounds like a real good idea. So you guys also see a couple other items that are down in this little area there. You see a small flask that seems to be holding some kind of a liquid, and it's like a silvered flask with a glass interior. And you can see that it's almost like a darker red liquid than the healing potions that you've seen before. You also find
twice as much.
You find 3 spell scrolls. And you find what looks to be like some sort of a feather.
Cool.
Mixed up with the rubber.
Well, if the big nose in the dark chamber is now gone, we'll probably go through it now without trouble.
You also find a small pouch with 35 gold pieces in it.
Sweet.
Anything that's magical, when we get to town, I will ID it.
Okay.
Alright, let's get the hell out of here.
So, for the sake of brevity, I am going to go ahead and say that you guys do make your way out through the rest of this dungeon. You are able to climb up the cliff. You guys kind of have your goodbye, your parting with. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna before you guys go through the portal, I'm gonna say it was
It was pretty amazing what we did here. Uh, but I really have to stay and make sure things don't return to the way things were. I I hope to see you all very soon.
With my free arm, I just put a big meaty paw on Alardro's shoulder, almost knocking him to the ground.
You fought well. I will remember you as a good warrior.
I will remember you, Ratul, the Red Earth.
You were probably the best of us. I will miss you.
I think we're gonna do a lot of good here. I think we have an opportunity to, finally maybe turn this place into, well, I don't really know yet, but not what it was, that's for sure.
A Furbolg, a gnome, a kobold, and a dragon. It's a pretty unlikely group, but I think we can do it.
Well,
If
good
we
luck.
have
Good luck to the
time,
rest of you.
We'll visit you again.
Yeah. Kirby, I think you are the closest thing to a comrade I think I had. Well, mostly because my other prior work, everybody died horribly on it. But, you were really, really great. I wish you the best of luck, at least. If that does anything, I mean,
I hope that I'll see you again, and that you don't make any poor decisions, and you don't hit any of your friends.
Okay, come on, I was giving you that, but you don't have to be a douche about it, Furby. I mean, come on.
No,
Backhanded comments.
No,
Saying,
I meant it with
passive
care.
aggressive. Okay, yeah, sure. I mean, you just had to ruin the moment now. Okay, okay, whatever.
Gok and throw him through the portal.
I feel like you should just kill him. You just blast him right now.
I thrown to the portal, so he's talking to nothing.
Yeah.
Oh. No,
Alright, well, yeah, it's a real pleasure meeting you, but, yeah, bye.
And he goes to the portal.
Say your goodbyes, Brasnic.
It was fun. Don't trust the doors.
Oh, yeah, well, we'll keep that in mind.
Thank you for the advice.
Maybe seal off the entrance to the Underdark.
That's on our to-do list, thank you.
And get a dwarf to do your stonework.
There's definitely a lot of work to do if you'd ever like to come back and give us a hand.
I'll send my second cousin twice removed.
I go through the portal with Brasnic before he keeps rambling.
Okay.
I'm gonna do just as when you first met me. I'm gonna do the same hand wavy thing where it's like a weird little like wiggling of the fingers at you guys instead of like a wave.
Alright.
Just shaking my head through the portal.
And it's my sign of like hello and goodbye. So
I try to copy it, and then I go
Look
through the portal.
well, sharpen Alardro.
As I head through the portal.
He's a drip and through the portal.
Well, they're quite the interesting bunch, aren't they?
Yeah, I hope to see them again soon.
I do worry about what's going to happen with that Heart of Iron.
Well, I'm clear of responsibilities, and once I'm done here, maybe I'll track it down to make sure I can destroy it or do something, because it's dangerous.
Yes, well, you never know what could happen from that. Well, we have work to do. And then he kind of like heads off back towards, heading down the long road, back down, getting down towards the
I follow
growth
him,
level.
keeping stride.
So, with that, I am very pleased to say that we have made it through the entire run of this Sunless Citadel adventure. I am super stoked on how this turned out. 16 weeks, guys. That's pretty cool all in itself. Thanks for telling this story with me. We're gonna have a couple of fun things coming up here for the next session, and then we'll probably be getting ready to dive right into another big adventure. Will be nice to have a breather from the dungeon setting and do something a little bit different for a second, though.
Yep, because what comes next, I believe, is how we're going to spend all the gold we're going to get.
There is a bunch of gold involved with this next session, so it will be interesting indeed. I hope you guys had fun. I know I did. I don't know if anyone was watching, but I hope you guys had fun as well. And we will definitely see you again next week, and we will be getting back to the Manicore's Tale Tavern, and some of the interesting characters and shenanigans afoot there. So, have fun, and we will see you guys next week. Take care.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Alright.